everybody. Hello. Welcome to Fistivities, episode 91. KB with you, Karyn Bryant here with you. Are you kidding me with this show tonight? Hello. Former champ Jan Błachowicz and Bassil Hafez, who just picked up fight of the night a couple days ago. So, yeah. Kind of crushing it here on episode 91. Very excited about it. Welcome to the show. You know, I want to say hi to everybody who's here. Thank you so much for joining us and everything. Yeah, very excited about this. So this is episode 91 of our show. That means there's a lot of them. That means not only are there a lot of them that you can check out if you've missed any, that also means that we're coming up on episode 100. And so I do need to speak to Renato about that and figure out what we may want to do for episode 100. But welcome to the show for those of you who have never been here before. Hi, I'm Karyn, and I've been a UFC anchor since 2012. But I also have been covering MMA for a long time, you know, on my own. Before that, I even started in 2007 or so. So at any rate, if you're new to this show, we are an MMA show, but we also do a lot of pop culture stuff. We talk a lot about movies and TV, and we do a lot about dating and relationships as well. My co-host is Renato Laranja. He is a 27-time world jiu-jitsu champion, so he is very, very skilled at jiu-jitsu and knows a lot about that and knows about the fight game. But if I'm honest with you, he's a bit of a rake in the rest of his life. Like, he's not a guy that, let put it this way, like, he's not a guy you want to introduce to your sister, or, you know, like a girl that you feel good about. You maybe don't want to introduce her to him, like in terms of like if someone's single. Like, I'm single, and some people sometimes are like, oh my God, why aren't you and Renato dating? There's a lot of reasons. So anyway, he's great, though. He's great. He's my buddy. That's my homie. 91 shows later. But he has some old-fashioned ideas about gender roles. He has some old-fashioned ideas about what men are and what women are and who we are and what we should and shouldn't do and shouldn't be. At any rate, I feel like we're a good balance, but I just want to let people know that if you've never been here before, Renato may say some things that really offend you, and that's fine. If so, get in the comments. We love to communicate with you guys, and we have a lot of fun with you, and which we always do here. So, yeah. So, hey, Mulatto Vanguard. Good to see you. Hi, how are you? Yeah, hi, Suavecito. Good to see you again. We're ready for another guest. Great show. Yeah, we got 2 tonight, so this is going to be really, really, really fun. Okay, so the real question is, do you like younger guys? Yes, I do. Let's say in their 30s. Yes, I do. Yes. Yes, and. So, yeah, I do. I like younger guys, for sure. Because you know what? To be honest with you, yeah. No, what was I going to say? With my job, you know, I'm around a lot of younger people, right? And very fit people. It's funny that you asked me this, because I literally just having this conversation with my daughter. Talking about what kind of guys. And I would need a guy that maybe younger, because I want somebody that's still active and still wants to do stuff and like go out and be fit and like, you know, I'm not just looking for like a couch guy. You know what I mean? So, maybe I would just end up with somebody younger because of my mindset. I'm not sure. We shall see. As they say, we shall see. I'm not 100% sure. Oh my God, John Jones for episode 100. That would be amazing. Look I'll ask. Like, the worst we can do is ask, right? Like, I mean, John would be great. There's a lot to talk to with that dude. But, yeah, of course. And listen, based God, of course I'm still friends with Angela Hill. Why wouldn't I be friends with Angela Hill? Of course I'm still friends with Angela Hill. Okay, so Joseph Bellotti saying, Karyn, I like how you put Anthony Smith in his place for not putting Ronda Rousey on the top 5 greatest female fighters list. So thank you, Joseph. So here's the thing. The other day, for those who don't know, when we were on the was it the pre-show or pre-show or UFC Live, and we were talking about we were talking about Holly and Maida, and we were talking about the bantamweight division and the guys were listing kind of their 5 greatest female bantamweights in the UFC, the ones that made the most impact, the greatest ones. And Alan had Ronda on his list. Anthony did not. And I disagreed with that because, and I believe I said it on the show, but there may be people who, were more technically talented or something like that, which we've seen after Ronda has left. But the impact that woman made, and the fact that literally Dana said, like, there wouldn't be women in the UFC without her. So how can you discount her role in everything? I just think, and then not only for the significance of what she did in terms of opening Dana's eyes to that, but then let's consider what she actually achieved as well with the title defenses and all that stuff. So there's a lot there, and I thought it was a little bit wild that Anthony didn't have her on his list. I understood, I guess, his criteria, but he's wrong. And the funny thing about that, Joseph, is that we kept going on and on and on and on, like over the course of the next couple days, because it was on the pre-show. So he was just like 10-8 round Anthony, like on Saturday. He's like 10-8 round. I spanked you. I'm like, you didn't though, bro. You didn't. And so, yeah, thank you for acknowledging that. Hold on, I need a okay. Oh, well, what do you know? Look at folks. Maybe because there's 2 guests, he actually showing up on time. Maybe every week from now on, I'm going to pretend we have 2 guests. But as I mentioned, he is a 27-time world jiu-jitsu champion. Look at, may not be everybody's favorite cup of tea or cup of caipirinha. But 91 shows later, I'm still with this man. So, ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome in 27th-time World Jiu-Jitsu Champion, Renato Laranja. Hi.
That was a hell of an introduction. That was a backhanded compliment.
I actually had talked you up a lot at the top of the show, though, so I didn't know if I needed to repeat.
Well, you can repeat that one as far as I'm concerned.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so I think you're going to be happy for this one. I went out and I got whatever was the highest level of these fucking, the new version of the fucking iPod.
You did?
Pro.
Earbuds and stuff?
Supposedly, it's different. I don't know. I did a lot of troubleshootings today with a friend of mine who knows about this stuff. And then he was like, the verdict was, I got to go buy these. So I went out and fucking bought those. So hopefully that has something to do with the volume stuff. Well,
I will say this. You sound great to me now.
Oh,
and cool. So for folks, and we could use your help, guys, in the comments. We really want to try to get this right for you. And people have commented, and I have noticed too when I'm editing different things that sometimes our mic levels are different. And we're trying to even it out, and we're trying to get to a sweet spot. And I'm hoping, because right now we sound very balanced to my ear.
Yeah,
and
true.
And I'm hoping.
What I apparently the problem that was happening was the ones I have was built for listening to music, and it was not about the mic, even though I have that feature. Right. This one is more geared toward,
Perfect. Well, here we go. So Joseph.
Whatever.
Joe Bose is saying LOL. I was wondering when Uncle Renato would up his game. Basically, he's like, it's a big episode because it was also a big news week. And so people are saying that you sound as good as I look. So
that is so I'm fucked up then. The sound sound withered and it's like as if how can my sound old and withered and also chunky at the same time? What the fuck?
So all of my like vulnerable spots. You literally just picked the 3 crappiest things that I'm sensitive about. So F you, Renato. F you. Like literally the 3 things, like F you.
Well, I know where you live. I know where you live and breathe, for her.
Well, whatever.
I know thy enemy, for her.
Okay.
I know just how to deal with you.
Based God says you look sad because you used child support to get the headphones.
I had to put it on layaway, Karyn. I had to put it on
layaway. 91 episodes later, folks, his layaway, you can finally pick it up.
Unheal.
Listen, on time is our first guest, because this is a massive show. Like Renato, this is we've had the after party and different things where like Light Skinned Heart or Rashad or Max Pinkgriff would stop by, but like tonight's the first time we've like legit booked 2 guests.
Yeah, 2 guests. I guess we haven't did that before. Yeah, this is a big deal, and I think our first guest is kind of like made this happen with his performance,
I think so as well.
This is incredible.
I think so too. So listen, folks. And let me scoot my name over so people can see it. Yeah, we will be having Jan Błachowicz on with us as well, the former champ who is the co-main event at UFC 291. But right now, let's welcome in Basil Hafez, who was the Fight of the Night winner on Saturday night at UFC Vegas 7. Look at you. How are you? Oh, wait. I forgot the applause.
Let's get the chop of your head. Okay, we want to see the whole thing
with the open shirt, trying to show off the chest there.
Always.
Okay, you guys.
I gotta give something for the ladies. I gotta let them enjoy a little bit.
Okay, I see you. I can't hate. You can't hate on that.
Nah. Hey, I want to see. Can you bring yourself?
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So listen, obviously, Renato already said it. Your performance commanded the appearance. I know you're still a little bit banged up, but bro, what a fight.
No, I feel pretty good.
Nah, he looked good. Listen, let me tell you something. It's funny that you book him, first of all. Let us give you some flowers, okay? Because he was going to be the main thing I was going to say that I took away from that night was this fucking guy. I was beyond I couldn't be more impressed. I was, because...
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where height off the bat, I go, I like this guy. Just the way you see the way he was operating it there. I was like, this is no fluke. You could see some of the stuff he was doing. There was a heel. It felt like you've been there before. You've been there and did that.
Yeah, and
I've
been training for a long
time. Well, I'm sure, my brother. But sometimes the first UFC fight, sometimes people. It take them a minute to get their sea legs,
I agree.
And I was like, this fucking guy looked like, first of all, a short notice. And this guy looked, and you was in there, let's face it, you was in there with a absolute murderer.
Yeah.
That guy's a killer. His look, don't let the fact that he looked like Joaquin Phoenix. He looked like a ginger Joaquin Phoenix or whatever. And then
it's a compliment,
sorry,
right?
Jack.
Well, can't argue.
Giving him compliments. What do I get?
Well, you don't worry, we're gonna hook you up, sure. But the fact this fucking guy, every time I watch this guy, he's mopping up the floor with people, Yeah. So now you got a guy. I think they throwing this poor fucking guy to the wolves. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, and then I see your name is the Habibi.
The Habibi, yeah.
The Habibi. And I say, you know what?
Speak some Arabic,
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, exactly. And I want the Habibi to live a little bit, And so I said, Carayo, why they don't let the Habibi to live a little bit? And then I see you in there, and I go, oh, Carayo, Habibi, shit, Habibi's doing okay, Carayo. You was getting open sesame in there, right off the bat.
Handle those guys, like handle the top 15. I proved that.
Yeah, you did. Well, that's the whole thing is, and for folks who don't know, you actually tried to get that fight a week earlier, right? So for the folks who don't know, Jack Della Maddalena was supposed to be fighting Sean Brady at UFC 290. Sean Brady got an infection and hopefully he heals up quickly. But so they started to look for a backup. They picked another guy instead of you, right, Basil? And then that guy ended up having a medical condition thing. So he's out. So then you get the call second. But it was something you were asking for anyway, and you've been trying to get into the UFC for a while, right?
Yeah, I completely agree. It's true. I wanted to get in for even before that. I got calls for probably about the past 3 months from my manager about guys that pulled out, like welterweights that were top ranked or not. Like both of them, honestly. I think it was about 3 or 4 different matchups before JDM I said yes to. So I was supposed to get it at 290. Josiah Harrell got picked. I mean, look, sad that what happened. Obviously, it's a good thing. Actually, it's a blessing that he found out about it. But it's obviously sad for him that he didn't get the opportunity to perform. But it's a good thing for me because I guess I was the second name and I didn't know it. I thought I was just like either this guy or nobody. And so I kind of put on a little bit of weight, not weight, but like, like I ate a little bit on the weekend just thinking I wasn't in the matchup. Monday night, I get the call. And it's like, first time, I'm 31 years old, first time crying tears of joy. Actually, happiness cry. Actually feeling that. I never really experienced that. I see it in movies and people do it. I'm like, okay, like I've cried, been upset, but then like first time actually crying uncontrollably from being happy, I'm like, it was awesome.
I know the feeling when
I love to hear that.
When one of my first child was reached the age no more child support, and I got the documents in the mail. I said, "Oh God!" Oh God! And I said, "This not me. That's my God is do that one." Or in your case, Allah was do that. Alhamdulillah.
Real family man.
You can eat steak and lobster now.
Yeah, lobster. Langostinos.
So listen, though, how it was a split decision. It was a ridiculously close fight, and I meant to put the link up, and I'll grab it in a second, but I was right there, right? So I watched this octagon side. It was incredibly close, and literally we were all like, bro, I don't want to be a judge right now. Like, that was a really, really close fight. So when they were reading the decision, though, what were you feeling? What were you thinking? Because I feel like you won, right?
Yeah, I mean, based on the rules set of MMA, I feel like I won. I can see how other people see it the other way. I can see other people saying like, okay, this is the reason you didn't win because of A, B, and C. I'm like, all right, I get that, but it really depends on what judge shows up that day, based on
that's the sad truth.
Sorry, my Wi-Fi is horrible. It's freezing out on you guys.
Oh no, you're good. It's probably
perfect. This is a perfect frozen face we have on right now.
It is favela. It's favela. It's him in the favela. Renato, I think
I'm frozen now.
Oh no, you're back. You're back.
You're frozen like this for a second.
You're back, but you looked good. Well,
at least I look good, Cara. It's better to look good than to feel good.
But you're a little frozen, but we can hear you. But yes,
I can come back. Don't worry. We got options here.
The favela, Bassil. This is the thing.
Listen, I got the fucking sound working.
You got the money now, bro. You gotta get the better Wi-Fi, brother.
But yeah, I get that. Based on, I mean, look at the judges. You're right. Depending on who's there, it could go a different way. But here's the thing: we know anyway, a short notice fighter always gets another chance. And then you showed up on short notice and put out a fight of the night. So, bro, you're good. You know what I mean? I know you wanted to win, but you're good. You made your way into the.
I got high expectations of myself. Is how I see it. Like, so I didn't interrupt, but like that's how I see it. Like, I'm not gonna walk in and just be a doormat. I'm looking at it like I'm coming in to knock the door down and show that I'm just as good as these guys. And get how the whole system works. And sometimes it's about when you get exposed and when you come in or when you have the epiphany. Every fighter gets a chance at different points, and every fighter grows at different points. I grew later in my career, and I never really kind of made the opportunity happen to fight in front of the big show and fight in front of all these fans and fight for the UFC because I feel like no matter what, I still would have put on a show. And so, I mean, look, regardless, I see it like if the UFC were to be like, look, we're cutting it right here and we're just going to vault you up. We're going to pay you like a top 15 guy and you're going to fight these guys right away. I'll shake their hand instantly. I'm like, thank you. I'll take that. I'm not running from that. I would love that, But I get how the system works. I get how it is. You have to, fight your way up. You have to fight out your contract and fight through the rankings. And, I got a lucky opportunity to fight one of the guys that I think is one of the best fighters in the division right away. I got to test myself against that guy immediately. And I truly believe, look, like I said, the rule set of MMA now, and based off of what judge shows up that day, I think I would have won that fight, 100%, right? And at the end of the day, like, I could have done more. Still, I'm still not happy with even the performance I put out there. Like, in reality, I believe that I was a little sloppy in some areas. Some of my takedowns were a little bit telegraphed. I didn't set them up the way I believe I can, so as smooth as I can. Look, I feel like people can look at that fight, and that's fine. Go off that fight, because I feel like the next guy you see out there is even going to be a level above that. And so, I'm excited for the future. I'm excited to get back in there and prove it again.
I'm excited for that too, but I'm more excited. The people is excited to see me. Am I back or not?
Yeah, you're back. You're good. I was going to say, well, here is some of the footage. So here's the thing.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you feel like if you watch, because I know, like I said, I filmed you when you came out of the octagon. Like, you gave everything there was to give when you came out of the octagon. Like, you were spent. It was really competitive. You guys threw down.
Yeah, I mean, I was backing against the cage a lot, which is not where I want to be. Like, I was backing up a little bit, circling.
Well,
I was countering, but I was finding the holes that I needed to.
Oof.
But yeah, he also caught me sometimes like that. I didn't want to be caught. A lot of times, I mean, I gassed out super early too. I feel like the weight cut made a huge difference. My 4-day weight cut with no plan, and not even a fight camp before makes a huge difference. I really feel like that. But look, I'm exhausted here. This is like complete exhaustion, and I'm taking his best shots right now because he's really good, especially in later rounds. I don't know.
Right.
It's funny because that highlight package. That highlight package is not indicative of what the fuck happened.
Well, it's cut for Jack because Jack won. That's why. Exactly. But it doesn't show the licks you gave.
Yeah. The funny thing is that just was a highlight of your worst moments in the fucking fight.
Right.
But let me tell you something.
I can take some damage.
I didn't have a fucking dog in the fight because I like that guy.
He's a good dude. By the way, time out. Jack's a good dude.
Exactly. Yeah. First of all, he seemed like a nice guy.
He is.
He seemed like a funny guy because the shit he said afterwards. You heard that shit he said? He didn't think he won. He didn't think he won because he said a funny ass thing where somebody who was interviewed? Was it
It was DC.
So DC was like, "Did you think that you did enough or whatever?" And he goes, "Yeah, well, now that the judges make some bad decisions, so I thought to myself, yeah, I had a chance." Did you hear him say that?
Wait, I hear you say it, Mike. That sounds pretty fucking good.
Yeah, no, he said that. He said.
That's talking about Volkanovski right there.
But he
totally.
said he said a joke. He made it like I thought because half of judges make bad decisions that I had a chance. So he did not think he won.
Conceding that you may have won. Yeah.
Now let me tell you something. I didn't have a dog in the fight. You won me over because of the circumstance. I'm not gonna lie. I like when I see people who have different ethnic backgrounds that you don't see a lot in shit. 100%. I just like to, like if the guy was from fucking Guam, I'm gonna go, hey, let Guam, let's let Guam have some fucking time. Yeah. Now you don't see a lot of Egypt. You don't see a lot of Syria.
Syrian. I'm the first Syrian in the UFC.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then second Egyptian. So
yeah, okay.
Egyptian. I didn't get
Fair enough. Tutankhamen was the first.
Well, I agree with you on that, Renato, because listen, Basil, my mom is if she's not watching live, she watches later, but she literally believes in a former life she was Egyptian. She went to Egypt. She's been to Egypt. No, she's been to Egypt. She used to wear this massive gold King Tut thing. She always wears ankhs, like all of that. Like we actually. Oh, look at that. Nice.
In the 80s.
No, that's what I'm saying.
So big King Tut in the 80s.
You guys saw it, Mike.
Awesome. Awesome.
Like
yeah, no, so she's been to Egypt. I have not. I have been to the Middle East, but literally earlier today we were talking about maybe going back to Morocco or something like that, or going back to that part of the world. But I was trying to remember. So Anthony and I were working this weekend, and for folks who don't know, Anthony Smith and you are former training partners and stuff like that. And listen, Anthony's our homie here. Light-skinned at heart said, you used to put it on him. He was like, he goes, you know when you're practicing and you look across the room and they're telling everybody to match up and you don't have a partner and you look across the room and Basil's standing over there and you go, God damn it.
Yeah, like, you don't, that's not your favorite. Yeah.
Right. He's like, cause it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck.
Man, this guy Anthony makes me sound really good. I like this dude.
Hey, listen, he's a good dude.
He was a great training partner. Look, I will say this, look, I appreciate that. He said that, he's honest. I definitely got the better of most exchanges, but
man,
Anthony's a savage on the ground too. He has some good matches. Yeah. It wasn't like it was just. He's also a big guy, especially out of camp. He's a big guy.
He's huge.
Put a little weight on. But yeah, Anthony's the man. It was good seeing him. I saw him actually right after I definitely weighed in, and he was standing right there in the cage doing the whole pre-setup for everything. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
but it's funny. Your mom in the past life is like every black person is like, of course,
they all think they were Egyptian.
Person was a fucking Egyptian pharaoh or Cleopatra.
Dude, I didn't say she was a queen. I just said she was Egyptian.
Nobody worked that fucking Subway sandwich. Nobody was.
Nobody actually built a pyramid. Everybody was a queen or a king.
Right, yeah. Everybody was just building pyramids or at the pyramids.
Yeah, right. I'm related to Egyptian lava. You know Egyptian lava? That's a music.
That song.
Yeah, Egypt.
Baby. Egyptian.
Yeah. Now that. Now what was I gonna say? Oh,
I'll take it. People say
funny enough.
Thank you.
Listen,
That's not a bad thing.
I'm gonna tell you something. You're gonna blow your mind. But I have proof. I did my 23andMe, and you know how it says like different connection to like way back shit. They said that I was related to Hafez. You know.
No, they did not.
I can't.
You are
next,
not
okay.
related to freaking Ramses.
Okay, so first of all,
countries, and then it said Ramses. That was the name of the.
Bruh.
It wasn't talking about the condom.
The condoms, exactly.
It had some connections and stuff. It had the stuff from the same line of certain shit, and it says you are in a line with fucking Hafez, porra. Okay. Now,
to believe this.
I'm gonna fucking show you guys. I'm gonna put it on a post. And how much you guys want to bet? Put your fucking money where your mouth is.
50 push-ups. I'll shake you.
I want push-up. I want money. I don't care if you're already doing push-ups.
Yeah, well, you know,
look at you and Izzy with the 23andMe. You and Izzy.
A couple more fights in the UFC first before I start betting my money.
That's true. What, do you have any Egyptian sisters or anything like that? Oh God!
Don't introduce him to Renato. Oh my God!
If I had Egyptian sisters, I wouldn't let them anywhere near you, brother.
Base God saying 90% Egyptian cinnamon.
I'm gonna. Oh God, are you?
That's about
now I can't do nothing with that. He can be my slave or something like that. That's about it.
Oh no.
Okay, now I'm gonna take her to the Suez Canal. Now, no, but yeah, I'm related to Hafez, but never mind that. Let's get back to the fight, okay? So in the fight,
Well, Anakin saying you have great striking, and the fact that you went the distance with JDM is insane, because it is true, because he has so many first-round finishes, and you came in on short
notice.
That's all
he have is first-round finishes.
Yeah, exactly, and you gave him all he could take for 3 rounds.
I believe with the camp, it would be a different story. Like
that's somebody else said too. Like you with a full camp would be a whole thing. Here, you're a future contender. Mark my words.
People keep saying a thing that I feel like is it's not really like they say like okay. He had 2 weight cuts, which I get. It affects him, right? But if he's being smart with his body, which it seems like he's disciplined, then 2 weight cuts isn't that bad. It's not great, but it's not that bad. But at the end of the day, he still had a full fight camp preparing for a guy who basically presented him a similar style that he was going to be fighting against. And for me, I came off my couch. For me, 4 days is off your couch. So, I mean, I get one side of the argument, but give me a full camp. I'll take him back. I'll run it back. We can run it back.
You came from your sarcophagus in the pyramid.
I came right out of the tomb.
You go sarcophagus.
You mummification off me, and I was ready to go.
Yo, that's the thing. You like you ever seen Thundercats? You're like Mom Hot. You remember Mom Hot? I like Mom Hot. What was I gonna say? Oh,
by the way, have you seen the new Indiana Jones?
No. I heard. I seen enough bad reviews that I don't want to do it to myself.
Oh, I probably will go anyway, though.
I'm not gonna do it to myself because I seen enough fucked up reviews that I'm like, I'm just gonna pretend it didn't happen.
It's not worth the time.
It's like Godfather 3. I was watching that shit, and about 20-30 minutes in, I was starting to have a panic attack. I go, this is a piece of shit, and it's ruining the mythology. And then I went, oh shit, I just don't have to watch it, and I just turned it off.
Turn it off.
I just turned the fucking shit off.
You didn't finish Godfather 3?
No, and to me, Godfather 3 just don't exist.
I don't think it's that bad. I mean,
for me, it's bad.
Do it justice, but it's not. That
for me, it's duty.
It's not like the new Fast movies and the original Fast and Furious, or like the new Rockies versus original 1 through 5. It's not the same.
Yeah.
So, do you watch Creed?
I seen Creed. It's like Creed. Okay. Creed is at least fun to watch. The Godfather 3 is a piece of shit. I
got my own story about Creed. So I was an extra in Creed.
Really?
Listen to this. I was supposed to be a good extra where I get screen time, right? So I show up, and I'm probably the most established fighter in the room out of all these fighters that are extras to do this scene. And it's original. It's the opening scene where Danny Wheeler, I think, knocks out Creed in the gym, right? And so
in the first one, right? Creed 1. Okay.
So they do the filming in Philadelphia for the most part.
Yeah.
And so I'm in the room with all these guys, and they're like, "Okay, who's going to be we need to know who's a pro fighter here." And I'm like, all right, none of these guys are pro fighters. So what are they going to ask about the amateur stuff? All of a sudden, these guys start raising their hands, lying that they're pro fighters. I'm like, oh, should I lie? I'm like, nah, what if they find out? I'm like, I'll be honest. I'm not going to lie. Right. They raise their hands, they get taken over. And then, next guy comes, ask this question. That's not me either. This guy raised his hand, even though I know he's amateur as well. I'm like, all right, what's going on? These guys get taken. Then eventually I get used, and I'm used in a scene where all you see is the back of my head. Guys in there that I'm like, they're all amateur fighters, and I'm like, they got
listen.
Time.
Next time, show business.
I turned it off right away.
I'm telling you something. In show business, you just gotta make there's no points for telling the truth. You just gotta make up shit.
Yeah, I learned that now.
I remember one time years ago I was doing a commercial audition for like Craftsman Tools. Okay.
They needed a Brazilian favela guy.
Yeah, because I'm not speaking it there. Okay.
Burn right there.
So I look like a gorgeous light-skinned man who might probably have a mixed family, okay, and live in Pasadena, okay, or Altadena. Okay. So anyway, I go in there, and then they asking me these questions, and I'm like, what the fuck does have to do with anything? But they go, what kind of projects do you do? Do you do building projects? And I was like, yeah. And they was like, what's the last project you did? I said, I built myself a deck. I probably didn't even have a power drill at my fucking house. I never built a deck in my life.
That's it?
And they was asking me stupid questions like that. And I said, yeah, I built a fucking deck. Yeah. What else? And then I booked the shit. I booked the shit. And then I made thousands and thousands of dollars. And
you showed them how you nailed together tin walls and cardboard.
You know what? That's distasteful.
Grab the hammer. He's like, okay, here we go. Get the hammer.
Yeah, exactly.
But
so go steal some copper. Go steal some copper, and then.
Unbelievable. But the thing is you acting. So it wasn't necessary in the commercial for me to know how to. I just go like this. You do whatever you tell me to do, and then I did, and who cares? But anyway.
I made the mistake.
Yeah. Next time, Now
I look back, I should have lied. But I didn't want to do it at the time. I was, being a good person.
Because they don't know the difference, to be honest.
But here's the thing, though. In reality, you really did show up in the UFC. You really did get fight of the night. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but he wanted to be in Creed.
I get that. I get it, but you're the real deal.
I'm being the new Creed now. I gotta figure this out.
Okay, so listen. So now that you're here, though, right? Like,
he's gonna be in Creed, but it's about the move. It's about the band Creed. He's gonna play the lead singer of in the Creed, the movie, the band.
With arms wide open. Isn't that them? With arms wide open.
Yeah, but what's the one? The
10, 9, 8. Isn't there one? There's like a countdown song, like. Can you take me higher?
Yeah.
To a place where eagles go.
You're gonna play that one. You better brush up on your
Creed. I'm gonna be in the new movie just because you said it right now.
Scott Stapp.
I'm sure they know in the fucking comments.
I think it's Scott Stapp. Stapp.
Enough. But back to the fucking fight. Okay, real quick. Let me just say my last piece about that. So
Basil in a wig is the Creed dude, though.
Let me tell you something.
Oh shit!
Go!
You're natural. What have we unleashed? He have a Creed poster on his wall. Look at that. That's Creed.
Amazing.
Don't ask me why I have this. It's probably from an old Halloween costume.
What? Oh snap! What are we about to see? Oh!
Now give us a little bit.
Me higher.
To a place where
this kind of fro.
You could.
Alex Caceres.
You look like his brother. You look like him if he turned into the Hulk.
You also look like Alex Caceres' brother right now.
I thought that's what he was saying. Isn't that what he said?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he looked like fucking Bruce Lee.
That's what I'm saying, right? Oh my God, that's so good. That's so good. Oh my God.
That's the Egyptian carrot chop.
Oh my God, it's so good.
If I grew my hair out fully, it'd be that curly. If I was
bet.
Grow my hair out, I'd be able to do that.
You need to grow that shit.
Listen, one thing I was joking. So listen, has anybody, if you were ever at the gym and you weren't giving your all, have you ever been called Bassil Hafez?
Oh,
really good one.
And no one's ever used that?
Maybe I think one time in wrestling growing up, I was called half-ass. My brother called me Basshole growing up.
Oh,
Wait, where you grew up?
Give it all the ammo. Basshole.
it's good.
Where did you grow up?
I'm from Philadelphia originally, so I'm first generation born in America. My mother was from Syria and my father was from Egypt. I was born in Philadelphia.
So,
and then
to be honest, when I saw you after the fight, I never heard you talk. So I looked at the
Were you expecting like
yes,
like,
yes,
like this kind of accent, like talk like
absolute fucking. I thought you was gonna sound like a
under my house is
falafel, like you on a falafel stand or whatever.
What's your
You want more tahina?
What's your real accent? That's what I want.
Well, I don't have. I lost my accent because I've been here
It's
for so
Rio
long.
via Brooklyn or Queens via.
Are you from? They got
So
are you like talk like this, maybe?
yeah, that's wrong. But I wanna. What was I gonna? I was gonna tell you about the fight because I know I'm gonna go the whole time and forget about this. So I didn't have a dog in the fight. So when you was done with the fight, I had you winning that one. I on my scorecard, and look, I didn't have nothing against what is it, Magale?
JDM, Jack Della Maddalena.
Jack Maga.
It's kind of a great name, Della Maddalena. It's a pretty great
Jack
name.
Magalesh. The same thing.
Magalesh.
Jack Magalesh and Vinny Magalesh.
It's Jack Magalesh.
Maybe secretly subconscious I had something against him because it sounded too close to Magalesh.
You're right. You just figured it out, Basil. You just totally figured it out. It is Magalesh.
I figure these things out. I got you.
But so I was watching and I said, you know what? This kid got it. I mean, I didn't know what the fuck they was gonna say. You know, who they was gonna give it to because they don't know which way is up or whatever. And it's far from a hobbery. Like you said, is which fucking judge is there that day, you know? But in my scorecard, I had you winning that one, to be honest. So
I
the
had my
fact that
too. I mean, you can see afterwards I'm hitting my head on the cage. I don't know if you can see that in the video.
I saw that, and I like that because you know what I liked about that is that it shows that you're not satisfied and that you expect yourself to win, and that's the difference. You don't expect to just be invited to the playoffs, you know. You expect to win the championship, you know. 100%. And so that's what separates you, you know.
Here I'm sharing. I'm sharing.
You're sharing your cleavage with us, too.
I was waiting for him to say something. I was.
You're sharing your Oh God. What? Oh God, are you? Let me get into there. Let me get in there, Porhan.
Here, I just shared the video.
But
the girls are pretty good tonight. I'm not mad at them. They're pretty good.
Wait a second. I'm not mad at those either. Let me
yours look good too, man. Go ahead.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Basil. He's all open shirt every night. I can't compete.
He's just
listen, you know.
But yeah, I shared the video because literally it was such a close fight. And like I said, when you came out of the octagon, like people can see in this video if they click that link, like you gave everything, bro. Like what was your I always wondered this. What was your inner monologue, you know, like during the decision or just as you're leaving?
It was to be or not to be.
I gotta feel like even if you were disappointed with the decision, you had to know, like you literally could, like other than winning, you couldn't have done more and like to have a great debut. Like that's an awesome debut, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was just really upset with myself. Like even I remember leaving the cage and you shouting, like had the camera, be like, "You're not so good." I was like, "No, man."
Fuck that. Yeah. Of course, you hard on yourself.
I did. I'm like a hell of a fight, man. Hell of a fight.
This is
now you want to win.
I'm super competitive. I'm always I'm competitive with everything. We could play a game of pickup basketball, and I'm gonna treat it like I'll get angry if I lose. We play Mario Kart, and I'm gonna be pissed if I lose.
I'm like that.
Oh, Mario.
In Mario.
Who do you use in Mario Kart?
Toad. I usually go Toad.
No, what's her name? The little pink girl.
Woohoo!
Pinkie Pie. Peachy Pie. Princess Peach.
No, you would be Princess Peach, right?
I like it Luigi.
Luigi?
I use it Luigi. Because you
look like Luigi. You get the hat on. You got the same chin as Luigi.
Listen, me and Luigi. Luigi is more fine than his brother. His brother is more short and fat.
He doesn't get Princess Peach though. He gets to hang out with
Right, don't matter because he's out there fucking everybody.
He's not getting Princess Peach either though, Basil. So
he don't need Princess Peachy.
I mean, look, I really do think that I won the fight. I agree with you guys. I believe I won the fight, but look, I'm not happy with my performance. Even if I would have won, I still would be saying the same thing. I'm not gonna lie.
I understand. I understand.
If I won, and I'm like shitty performance. I'm like, nah, I did it. I'd be like, no, I'd say the exact thing I'd be saying now. It'd be the exact same. It'd be the same sentiment. I still think I won as well, and I can always do better. I'm gonna be better in my next fight, and I'm excited to prove that. I'm excited to go out there and do that thing. What
I appreciated too was that clearly. I mean, it's funny because in the beginning of the fight, they were like, this fucking guy, there's no way he can keep up this pace. You know what I'm saying? They're like, he's expending too much energy. Now, of course, you did get somewhat more tired, but even in the midst of that, you still was taking him down. And also, you was taking shots from this fucking guy while you was mouth open tired.
Yeah.
that have knocked out every other guy. So imagine you at your best without the adrenaline dump of the first fight in the UFC and without the with a full fucking campy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm excited for the future.
Yeah,
I'll just show the highlights again.
I don't believe.
Why are you showing but you're gonna see the fucking.
But no, but to your point.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
He was still giving. You were still giving even when you were tired. That's the whole.
You know what I appreciated too? Okay, there's another thing I liked about watching you that showed me that you're different. Is there was points where somebody might be nervous and you looked kind of like calm, and then you did something slick like some kind of crazy karate chop back or whatever. And I thought, you know what? This fucking guy's he's old pro. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the whole thing is, right? It's not your first rodeo.
Yeah.
And that was the whole thing is I feel like...
They didn't show them in the highlight.
No, and like I said...
they didn't show shit of yours.
It's just because it's cut, that way, because whatever. But like, I even said to Anthony, I go, I think I worked one of his fights like a long time ago or something on a smaller scene or something or whatever. But like...
Really?
Yeah, I might have, and even if I didn't, I second what Renato was saying, though, that you've more than proven that you belong here, and that fight was, not only was it an awesome fight, but also the fact of the level of the opponent, like, it puts you right into that mix. Look, the dude's top 15. You gave him everything he could take. It was a split decision, so that means you're already... in the mix, like quote unquote in the mix, and welterweight is kind of, there's some names at the top that have been there and whatever, but like there's also some aging talent. There's room for you to come in here and make an impact. And now everybody knows after a fight of the night on short notice, now what are you going to do when you have time to prepare, like you said?
Yeah, it's going to be night and day.
Yeah, and also the UFC owes you one now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because like you kind of did.
You did him a solid.
They throw you a bone, and then also you have this in your back pocket. Like, you didn't get the win money, but you got the fucking fight of the night money.
Boom.
Yeah, that's a great feeling getting that.
Beautiful.
That made my year so far.
I bet.
I can fucking imagine. But then I don't even know what the fuck I was gonna say. But on top of that, the fans is also on your side because they feel like you got dirt. So it's like it almost might be worth more than if you won somehow. Like how you win, you lose, you really win. Like in
you really win.
Yeah,
I know you're breaking up a little bit, Renato, but yes, I know what you're saying. Like, look, it was a really, really, really close fight. And Jack is very good, and Jack is a star that's on the rise. So the fact that you had that fight with him means now your star is on the rise too. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like from my point of view on my side of the desk. You know what I mean? Talking to Jack after the fight, we would have had the same kind of conversation with you of like, bruh, what's next? That's awesome. You're killing it. All this stuff. And so it's exciting. So obviously you've wanted to get into UFC for a while. You're here now. Did you have kind of like a hit list? Did you have fights in mind that you thought stylistically you matched up well with? Like, are there names you want to face now that you're here?
I mean, there's no like one guy in particular that I have like it's on my hit list, but it's like there's a lot of matchups. I don't think I'm gonna call anyone out right now because I'm gonna save that for like when you get paid really good. Because I can call it anyone. Call it Conor McGregor. I mean, I would love to. I would fight
Yeah.
Conor McGregor instantly because that's
Of course you.
jump, right?
I would.
I don't think after you saw my fight, you wouldn't take that fight. You wouldn't take
Karyn
that.
would
Conor,
fight
you're
fucking
taking this
Conor
fight.
McGregor.
Connor, you're not
Yeah.
taking this fight.
Yeah.
I'll say that, but everyone wants that
Yeah.
fight. That's that's red panty night for the rest of your
Yeah,
Right.
that's head pinch.
And I own that. Let's go. I'll wear the panties and I'll beat you in them, bro.
Hey, I don't
That'd be
doubt
nice.
it. I don't fucking doubt it. You're on my radar, man. I'll watch any fight that you're in now. You know what I mean?
appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys missed my
Absolutely.
walkout too. They didn't show my walkout on TV, and I think I had a hot walkout. I mean, I came out to Edge of 17 by Stevie Nicks. I had the beat playing. I was eyeing that
No
camera.
shit.
No, it was good. I was there, and so like I said, I
Not too
felt it,
shabby.
and I don't know if I filmed that part, but I definitely did film you,
Now-
you know, hearing the decision and everything, and it really was awesome. And like, it's just, I'm sure you would have wanted to win, but other than winning, I think losing a split decision in a fight of the night is about as good as it gets
in the
in
UFC
terms of
only.
not winning.
In the UFC only, because it makes it a lot sweeter. I would say if it was like I lost a
So it's the highest level.
Yeah, I lost a split decision on the regional, and it kind of set me back. You guys would've
Well,
been-
this
you guys
didn't
would've
set
been
you
talking to me sooner. You guys have been talking to me a lot sooner. So yeah, I think being in the UFC makes it a lot sweeter, especially getting a fight in the night. Split decision, not a split decision, boring fight. And so, I mean, it's just the beginning. I want a bonus every fight. Like I want to, that's a doable thing, and I want to be able to do that. I want a bonus as much as I can every single time I fight. I'm either going to try and finish somebody to get a bonus or put on a fight to get a bonus. Like, that's the goal. And it's doable, and it'll help me retire at the right age.
Hopefully, you'll be getting a bonus into your old age. You know, you want a bonus. You never want to stop getting a bonus.
I love it.
What bonus is this you're talking about?
I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
On a different kind of bonus.
Yeah.
Oh, now I understand. Okay.
Oha.
A money bonus.
Hey, listen,
wondering about
Renato.
you.
And Basil, we have booked 2 guests tonight. I see our second guest in the waiting room, and so I'm just gonna say, listen, we've never had 2 guests before. So listen, Basil, I know there's a lot to talk to you about, so maybe we can have you back on before your next fight too. How about we do that? So
I like talking to you guys. Let's do it.
yeah, no, I think that would be
Yeah.
really great. So did you speak with like the guys after? Did you talk to them about how soon you could be back in action?
So I think the plan is I'm just saying for myself, I think we're on the same page. I want to fight again this year for sure. I don't know exactly when. Maybe
You will.
But I definitely want to fight again this year. No exact date or time. I got to heal up, make sure I'm healthy, for the whole issue with the night of the ER thing. But, I'll be back to it. I'll get another fight, and I'm excited. Thank you guys for having me on. Hopefully, I definitely
Listen,
fight
first
again.
of all, you're welcome. It's funny too because I was gonna talk about you. So the fact
So
that she
much.
said we're gonna get him on here, I said, "Oh, that's perfect," because I was gonna talk about you anyway. I was gonna say my
Now you say
favorite
it to
thing.
my face, brother. I like this.
I said I look onto the white of your eyes, Karyn.
Yes.
Because that's the only part that have you white on your whole body. But
Oh, man.
listen, what the fuck I was gonna say? Oh, so now you came out. First of all, one stuff before you go. Why are you?
Before I
what
go, I
was
need
the
one of those fruits and veggies shirts. I need one of those.
Okay,
Yes.
I need that.
I'm gonna hook you up. You send me a fucking message, a DM with your information.
I got you.
And then, so what was the significance of the Edge of 17 for you? Why you came out to that one?
Oh man, I just love music. I love music.
You just love that song.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Okay.
It's a great song.
I mean, there's like 5 points in my life where you've had different points where you're like, oh, if I get to the UFC, I'm gonna come out to this song. If I come out to you get to the point where
I understand.
The point I'm at now, and it's been like that way for the past 2 years. I love that song. I mean,
Yeah.
I love Rocky soundtrack. The beginning of it with the guitar, and then when she comes in, like, I don't know,
Yeah.
she kills
No,
it.
it's great stuff.
It's great.
I was
I
wondering.
can listen to that song and not be hyped up with some good speakers, and you just don't have it in you if that doesn't hype you up. I'm sorry.
It's great. Hey, listen, Basil, before you go, this is what I'm going to do, folks. I'm going to bring in right now the former champion, the light heavyweight
shit.
champion, Jan Błachowicz. Hey. Hey, Jan. I figured.
Hey, but I don't hear you. I don't know why.
Oh, you can't hear us. We can hear you. You sound perfect.
I don't hear you.
Oh,
No.
no. You sound perfect. I
I don't
can
know
hear
how
you
to fix
perfectly.
that.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do then. Yeah, I can hear you though.
I just see that you say
we
something, but
hear
I
you.
don't hear you.
Okay, we can hear you.
I
Okay,
don't
we
know
can
what
hear
to
you.
do.
All right, hold on one second. I'll send you an update in a second. Okay, we'll
Okay,
figure that
so
out. But I wanted you
before-
guys to talk, but I'll figure that out for him. Maybe I wonder what it is that he.
What are
can't
you
hear
doing?
us.
Putting a handsome note up there?
No.
Hi.
Hi. Oh,
Hey,
Hi.
nice of you.
Exactly.
Hi.
Exactly. All right, I'll get him back
He
on in a
think it-
second.
He thought
Maybe-
it was Hawaii. That's why he
It's
left.
been cool to talk to Jan. He's the man.
Maybe there was a hiccup with all of us on together. But anyway, listen, Basil. Yes, we'll have you on again before you your next fight. But thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
And you freaking threw down, and you
Unbelievable.
showed out, and you belong here, and we're happy to have you.
Oh, yeah,
belong.
appreciate you guys. Thank you again for your time too.
And before you go, okay, so next time we gotta, first of all, next fight you have, you gotta come out to Egyptian Lava song. The song is
You're not
called.
the first person. My old coaches tried the same thing. I don't know.
You have to do that.
It's not
Listen,
a fight.
it is there's a song. Just listen to this song when you get off with me here. It's called "You're So Fine," okay? And it's by Egyptian Lava. You would seem like the most arrogant. You would be like Shawn Michaels or somebody like that, Ric Flair coming out, and it'd be like about how fine you are in Egyptian you are. Trust me, my brother.
I'll try it in training. I'm gonna do it in sparring days.
Listen,
I'm gonna play
That'll
it
be good.
in sparring. If it vibes,
Yeah.
then maybe. But I thought you were gonna come out to Egyptian Lover. I'm like, have you heard Egyptian Lover?
You better listen to that one. And next time I get a Philly, we're gonna get a King of Prussia Mall. Get a fucking water at. We're gonna get a water at.
Oh yes.
We're gonna get-
I'll give you the right cheese sticks, bro. I'm telling you, the best.
We're gonna
spots.
go.
All the best spots.
We're gonna
Both you
go.
guys, if you're ever in Philly, I'll tell you the best spots.
We will.
Okay.
Oh, dude, listen, I haven't been in a minute, but yeah, we will hit you up. But listen, thank you so much for
guys-
joining us, and congratulations on the fight of the night. That was awesome. And we will have you on before your next fight. But thank you so much, Basil, and welcome to the UFC. And just we couldn't have asked for more. Hell of a debut. Thanks so much for joining us.
Appreciate it. If you
Salam
follow
alaikum.
me, I'm on Instagram at Basil_Badre or Basil Bedder if you speak Arabic. So that's how you put it.
Perfect.
Hit me up on Instagram, guys. Appreciate you. Thank you again.
Cool.
Yeah,
Thank you
salam
so
alaikum, my
much. Bye. Okay. Okay, Jan, can you hear us? Ladies and gentlemen,
Yes,
Jan
I
Błachowicz.
hear you.
You hear us?
Nice.
Yes,
Here.
but not very good, but a little bit better.
Okay, listen, that's what I was going to say. I thought maybe it was because there was all of us on together and it just was a hiccup, but hi.
Hi.
Look at you.
Look at, ladies and gentlemen, would you just look,
Gorgeous.
take him in, the former
Too good
champion, in all of the Polish deliciousness. Like, just
Polish.
soak it
That was
in.
delicious. That was good.
Soak it in.
Yeah,
I like
look at
it.
that. That's what he was taking up all the bit space, the memory
Right,
on his
right.
looks was take up the
Of course,
sound.
It's very important.
It was too much.
Yeah.
It was a system overload. Jan
Look at this.
Błachowicz, listen, I am so glad you could do this. I'm so glad your wife, like, I was talking with your wife. I'm like texting her and all this stuff and all the da. I'm so glad you could do this because you're already in Salt Lake City. You know, a lot of folks know that you are based in Poland, but you're already over here in the States because you're going to be fighting next weekend in the co-main event against the former champion Alex Pereira. I would say welcoming to your division, but I feel like you're going to tell him he's not welcome.
He's not welcome here.
I would like to send him back to his division, but we will see.
Yeah. I'm sure.
I sent a couple guys who tried to
Yeah,
go to 205. I sent them
It's
back,
true.
so I believe this time will be the same.
Yeah.
I
I
do
know there's a
everything
lot of
what I
people
can.
who feel the same way. A lot of
Yep,
people feel
I
the
do
same way.
everything what I can to send him back to his division. But we will see.
I actually
Yeah.
love the
Big
sound of
guy.
that. It sounds so badass. It
Yeah.
just sounds so badass.
Well, he's not playing around. How long you been in Salt Lake now?
5 days, 6 days already. Because
Smart. Smart.
altitude
Because
is bigger, time zone is different.
not just the time zone, but people forget the elevation.
Yes.
People think Denver, but also Salt Lake City.
Yes, and
So,
the first couple of days
yeah.
I feel it. Today
I was just
feel
gonna
good,
ask, yeah,
but
did you
still
feel
a
it?
little bit. I need maybe 3 days, and will be perfect.
Yeah, you'll get there. You did it smart. Some people don't even know. They just prepare for fucking Denver. It's like the only place they think about. But Santa Fe, all this fucking any New Mexico,
Albuquerque, right?
all
Same
that
thing, very
shit.
high.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
You have to be. I always when I'm traveling, far away from Poland, when there's different time zone, different climate, I want to be like 2.5 weeks before fight, because
Smart. You have to.
you have
Why
to use
not?
to that. I am a person who feel it, the time zone, everything. I feel very bad first day. So
I
yes,
understand. My
I do
brother.
this mistake long time ago. I don't want to do this anymore. That's why I'm here and finish
Smart.
my camp here.
Of course.
That is very smart. It's so funny. So yeah, there's a lot about you that makes me happy, right? Okay, so
Huh.
I
wife,
remember
Karyn?
specifically, and I don't know if you remember this, but I meant to load it in. I have this really great picture of us on Fight Island right after you won the championship. Okay. But one of my favorite things is the next day, you fought at like 2 a.m. or something, right? So you remember we all went to the pool at the W the next day.
I remember the pool.
And yes, and you came and you were with your friends and we were all like, the champ is here. And it was so cute because you were like, at first it was like you were like,
It's me?
Yeah, I'm the champ. And it was such a great feeling. I really loved that. Like, what was that like for you winning over there and just being like, because it seemed like it was really joyful.
That was couple hours after the champions battle. So
Wow.
I still cannot believe what happened. That's why
Yeah.
I just was happy and enjoy what's happened, but still cannot believe.
Right.
But yeah, the part in the pool was very great, and I will remember, to the end of my life this moments after this fight.
Yeah, we're like doing
very
shots and all this stuff, and it was so cool because it was like I've been present when people's dreams have come true, and it's such a neat thing to witness, and it's such a cool thing to be there for that. And
Exactly, and that was funny because we fight early morning, and when I get out from the arena, it was like 9 a.m. in the morning. So what to do? Let's go to the swimming pool, the party, all day for us, and all night.
Exactly.
So we use it very much.
There's no way you were going back to sleep. There's no
way.
No.
Yeah.
I don't sleep 1 week after this fight.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's exciting.
So listen, obviously, it's unfortunate that Jamal is hurt, but right now there is no champ. So how does that affect you going into this fight, next weekend? And like, what kind of claim do you want to make on the title?
No, I wish Jamal very fast recovery, and I believe that he will back. Everybody have sometimes injuries, so this is part of this game. I wish him fast recovery, but show must go on. It is what it is. But my fight against Alex, it's 3 rounds, normal, nothing changed. But I know that after this fight, my next fight will be for the belt.
Yeah.
So I'm happy, excited, but I'm focused about Pereira, nothing more, and that's it. Show must go on. We have to do our job, and that's it.
A lot of people, you have a lot of fans. People was excited when they found out we was gonna have you here. They said, "Oh shit, what's this gonna be like?"
I know.
So how you got into fighting in the first place?
How can you repeat, please?
How did you start fighting in the beginning? What made you to start fighting?
What made me to start fighting?
Yeah.
When I was kid?
Yeah.
My neighborhood.
In Poland, Warsaw.
In Poland, my neighborhood, my friends. We was little kids. 8 years in Poland. After lot of changes. We don't have nothing. We start watching movies from USA like Bruce Lee with Van Damme, and everybody wants to be like them. So we just do this in the backyards. We fight against each other. Because everybody does this, so me too. Yeah, because I won't be like everybody. Yeah? It's normal. But I remember that my mom, she's a teacher, so I remember she rent from the judo club some G. They need something to the school to show something. I don't remember.
Sure.
And I remember I go with her to give it back. And when I saw what the guys do over there in the gym, I say, "Mom, can I stay here and train with them?" And she say, "Yes, let's go, let's do it." And this is
so
how it
So
was, you know.
judo was your first
Judo
one,
was first, yes.
and then you used the judo on those kids.
Also, helped
I
me a
like
couple
that.
times.
I
Yes,
use judo on my kids.
Saved me a couple times.
I'm sure. Now, did
Yeah,
the
you
kids,
judo chop those kids right out of your life.
Oh, I give the kids a lot of flips and stuff like that when they
Yeah.
talk back. But for you, did the kids used to tease you because you was named after the middle girl in the Brady Bunch?
You know what?
Because your name is Jan now.
It's Jan. Jan, I'm
But-
sorry. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Brady Bunch. There's Marcia, Jan, and Cindy.
You know that one? It's a common name in your country. It's the name Jan.
Jan?
Your name is
My
common.
name Jan. Jan. My name is Jan.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
very
like
common.
I think it's
okay.
like John Hanato.
So the
No,
kids
no.
did not make sense, make fun to you.
Maybe in your for you sounds funny, but in my country, Jan is like
John. Oh, it's John. Oh, okay.
like, we have a lot of kings who have maybe not a lot of, but a couple kings have name Jan. So yeah, Jan.
I got it because my grandmother name is Jan or Jan. For him, my grandmother.
But that's short for like
Jan
Janice.
sounds
I
like
don't
a
think I don't
girl's
think
name.
Jan is Janice.
Yeah, Jan different than that. Okay, now I understand because
Yeah.
there's a lot of confusion. Also in America, here is very confusing because a lot of they don't. I don't know if you know this. They don't call you Blachowicz. They call you African American Ovich.
No,
Because it's frowned upon to say black Ovich here. You don't say that no more.
Yeah.
You have to
don't.
say African American Ovich.
Nope,
Yeah.
nope.
Never hear that, but hey.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
because it's such
this is the new thinking for her.
it's Jan Błachowicz now from
that's true. You have to be careful these days.
Okay.
You never know. You don't want to step on those guys' toes, Karyn.
But honestly, Jan, it's funny you say that though, Hanato. So Jan, here's how I knew you were somebody I needed to pay attention to. It was maybe so Brian
pool.
Stan still worked with us at the desk, and Brian Stan has not worked with us at the desk for quite some time, since maybe 2018 or something. But I remember you had a fight, and I was like, I need to learn how to spell this guy's name. And I was working on the script and stuff like this, and I was like, Blachowcizz. And I was like, I learned how to spell Błachowicz, and I was like, I think I need to know how to spell this man's name because it's going to be important for the next several years.
You knew. You already
I
knew.
did. I 100% knew.
believe in
I
me
did.
When you
I
saw
did.
me. Good. I like
So
it.
the
Thank
time
you.
when we were in Brazil, though, you didn't like the fight you had with Jacare, right? You were mad at that fight. You didn't like how you performed, even though you won. I'm curious for you, like, what's been your favorite fight so far? If we were supposed to tell somebody, get to know Jan Błachowicz, watch this fight. Like, what's the one for you
For
that
me, personally?
defines you? Yeah.
For sure with Reyes, and for sure against Jimmy Manua, the second one, rematch. Again.
Oh, yeah.
I like this fight,
Nice.
because that was a lot of happens in this fight, a lot of blood. We together lived over there a lot of harm. That's why I love this fight with Jimmy.
That was
Yeah,
a good one.
Jimmy is fun. Jimmy's fun to watch.
He is.
Yeah, it's very fun
Yeah.
to watch. He's a very nice person,
I'm
Very
sure
He actually is
seemed
great.
Like that. He
Yeah.
seemed like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, listen, and I'm saying so listen, people want you to really take it to Alex here. So
Of
VT
course.
telling you to take it to Jan. So people and Anakin asking what's been your most difficult fight? Like, so if you just told us which ones were your favorite, which ones were the most difficult for you?
most difficult, I think with the Glover Teixeira. Because I lost the belt, and I can say that I'd give him the belt for free. That was the worst fight for me because I don't fight for. I just let it go, and that's it. That's why I'm very bad about myself, and I never watched this fight, never.
Was it
and I don't
a
think
mindset?
so that I will watch it again.
Was it a mindset? Was it overconfidence? Was it?
What happened?
I think
don't
everything
care.
that was just he was better in this day. He was the champion in the night. He beat me. He kicked my ass, and that's it. And I will remember to the end of my life. And now I've got little bit opportunity to take little bit rematch.
I didn't even forgot about that. Yeah,
there's a relation for folks who don't know. Alex Pereira is trained by Glover, right?
Man, so I cannot take rematch with him. So I will take with his friend.
I wasn't thinking about that. That's true.
That is dramatic.
I'm surprised that the UFC is not using that more. They
might use that angle a little bit more. Like
in next week, we will see.
I was just gonna say, I think they will. I think it's just.
Yeah.
I think it's just that they're waiting. There's other fights in advance, and we have London.
There's no other fights, but this is the most.
I know we have London this weekend, but you're 100% right. Yeah. You can exact some revenge by taking out Alex. So listen, he's a great kickboxer. We know he had great success. He defeated Israel, who you've also defeated. But what do you find is the most dangerous part of Alex's game?
If I would have choose only one thing, I will choose left hand of his. Okay. This is something what he used very good. A lot of knockouts start from this hand.
Yeah.
But whole stand-up is very dangerous.
Yeah. He's very tricky.
World class boxer. So I have to be careful all the time. But you know me, I like fighting stand-up. I want to take my stand-up against his. But if I feel bad, if I don't feel my stand-up in the fight, we've got wrestling, we've got jiu-jitsu, so I'm gonna use it. Mm-hmm. But I want to try my stand-up against his stand.
Sure. What was Izzy is a very unique fighter. What was because you shared the cage with him? What was interesting about him? What could you, even though you beat him, what can you say was special about him?
About Izzy?
Yeah.
Because he never lost in MMA before me.
Sure.
I was the first who beat him.
Yes, you
he's
are.
Very famous.
Yeah, you are.
But I mean, his technique.
So very good
we both love Izzy. By the way, Jan, we should say we both think Izzy is awesome, and the fact that you beat him only elevates you even more because we both really think Izzy's great.
Did you like anything you see in there? Did you say, "Hey, not bad"? What did you see anything that you like?
Yes, I like when I started to do my wrestling against him. He was like a snake, very tricky. It was hard to take him down and hard to control him in the beginning of the fight. Because in later when he was a little bit tired, was easier. But in the beginning, that was something what I didn't expect. That he will be like a snake. You try to control him. He was sleepy and escape.
Slippery snake.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So. Yeah, for sure. This something like this.
Did you respect that he's almost seemed crazy to come up to your weight to fight you? Did you think like this guy's crazy? Did you?
No,
No?
I don't think so. Like this, because we are the fighters. He looking for something new challenge.
Yeah.
So that was I don't know. Maybe he looking a new motivation for him.
Sure.
So I wasn't, like he's crazy guy, but
but I mean in a good way, like
do it.
but having respect for a guy, you want it.
And you know what was funny? That after the Reyes fight, I was in the plane to Poland, and they text me, "You want to fight against Izzy?" After that, already. I said, "Okay,
really?
No problem, but give me break,
Give me break. Give me
I
break.
know what's gonna happen, I need break, and I give you the date when we're gonna fight."
Nice.
Okay, so listen, we have to ask. Like we've said, we already know Jamal Hill, unfortunately, has ruptured his Achilles. He vacated the light heavyweight title. He's out of it. Okay, so Yuri Prochazka had vacated before Jamal even won because Chidi had an injury, and those two were hopefully maybe gonna meet and unify the belt. But I'm curious, what do you think now? You and Ankalaev kind of fought for the vacant title. It was a split draw, and so we didn't have an answer. I'm curious how you felt that night, and it's
a weird situation in our division. It's a weird situation, but also it's very interesting because show must go on. It's some things what you cannot deal with. What we can do, it is what it is. So we will see what's gonna happen. And I believe when I beat Pereira, my next fight will be for the title against the somewhere in Europe.
But against who? But that was my question. Against who? Yidi?
Have to be
Yidi.
Yidi.
You versus Yidi.
They have to be.
Oh, you versus Yidi is so
He
good
was
too, by the
champion.
way.
He don't lose the belt. He leaves the belt. So
That's only fair.
we have to do it.
Yeah.
We have to do it, and we have to do it in Europe.
I was just going to say in Europe.
In National Stadium.
It's the king of Eastern Europe. Yeah.
It will be the biggest fight in our continent.
Well, and I hope so. So listen, because we have our schedule for the rest of the year, and I don't want to say, but I just found out on one trip that I was offered in December, and I was like, oh my God, I'm very excited about that. It is not Europe, but you're 100% right. So if you're victorious, when you're victorious on next Saturday, like I don't know, Yidi, do you know Yidi's timeline? Because maybe you could do a January.
Not January. Training. His shoulder is pretty good, I think so.
Yeah,
so, yes,
he's getting there.
We can do it.
We could do it even before January. No, but I think they have the year mapped out, but I would love to go back to Europe early next year.
Have to. Me against Prohaska have to be in Europe. I don't
You're right.
It will be January. At this point, though.
January.
January.
Wait, because is Yidi Czech? Am I forgetting, or is he Czech or Yugoslav? Czech. He's Czech, right? Yeah. No, it has to be in Europe. Oh my God.
Has to be in Europe.
Of course.
We've got very national stadium. 60,000 people can come watch the show.
Oh God.
Well, listen, because this weekend too, I'm going to London.
Win
literally,
against Pereira, and UFC have to book a termin and do it.
There's a lot to happen.
It does. So I'm leaving tomorrow for London, right? So your countryman Tybura is fighting against. So Tybura is fighting against Tom Aspinall. And so obviously we had Joanna, but aren't there a couple more Polish fighters now as well?
Yeah, Gamrot,
of course.
Gamrot is good.
So good.
Wait, also Carolina.
I believe if UFC will be back to Poland and make this very big event in national stadium, I believe that Joanna will come back. I believe in that.
Probably, yeah.
Amazing.
What about Carolina? Oh God.
That would be
Carolina Kowalkiewicz also.
Yeah. Oh,
Hanato's just looking at her pictures, though, Jan. Hanato hasn't looked at her fighting. He's just looking at. She's a beautiful girl. He's just looking at her pictures.
I love Polish women. Let me tell you something.
They're beautiful.
I got a hot take here. Of all the white women in the world, the best ones I ever seen, and people don't believe me, Polish women. God,
they're gorgeous.
I agree.
It's a secret. People don't. They think I'm joking. Polish women is like it have the best of every fucking thing you can imagine here. It's unbelievable. I'm not kidding. It's like a perfect woman. I mean, I'm shocked when I see these women, these Polish women. I seen a lot of them exist.
And also to watch and find this woman again.
I can find this women where?
When UFC come to Poland. So
I hope so.
And you will find this woman.
Listen, Jan, I'm single, and I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that legendary Polish power, if you've got friends.
I'm not single, but...
I know, I'm saying if you've got friends.
You know what she's interested? She wants Polish sausage.
Polish sausage?
Yeah, that's what she's interested in, that one. Yeah, you see kielbasa. Kielbasa.
Kielbasa, very big.
Yeah. This is what she need that in her life.
Does your beautiful wife Dorota have any friends? Right. Let me just go there. I'm just gonna deal with your wife instead.
Her friends are for me, now I like the Polish. Let me tell you something. If for me, I have to go to Chicago to find those Polish ladies.
To get the kill
a lot of Polish people in Chicago. It's the second biggest city.
Yes, exactly. There's a lot.
Polish people, Chicago.
I've seen so many Polish women there that is gorgeous, Poha. I mean, they have like white ladies that look. This is what they look like. They have the looks of a Swedish woman, but with full lips.
Yeah.
Okay, and then they have the ass of a black woman. How the fuck they have that?
Why do they have it?
Huh?
From Mama.
God? Oh, the mama, yes, the mama. Oh, caralho. It's something else. It's unfair.
Food.
They are beautiful
Yeah.
women. They are.
Polish sausage.
They really are.
Food, yeah. So you feed them the sausage and they grow strong like that. Okay,
Yes.
caralho.
They
Fair
have
enough.
beautiful eyes. I've seen so many Polish girls with beautiful
I
eyes.
swear. It's the undiscovered. Anyway, I've gone on enough about the Polish.
Okay, but so listen, so Jan, here we are fetishizing. I can't say the word fetishizing.
Yeah.
Polish girls. Now that you're here in the States, and obviously you've been here a bunch of times, but like when you come to America, are you like, I can't wait to have a burger? Or, are there things that you like when you're here?
Ribs,
Like
always ribs.
Oh,
ribs.
Yeah.
Ribs.
Yeah. So you go to the black neighborhoods, you go to the African American neighborhood, the soul food.
I can go there.
Yeah, of course you can go there.
They would
Same.
love you.
But I have to
Yeah.
take something with me.
Dude, not gonna lie, I love redheaded guys, like ginger-headed guys. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like it's a thing. It's a thing. Yeah, you would do very well in the chocolate neighborhood, Jan. I'm not even worried about it.
I'm
Like,
sure.
I'm not
Plus, he's an honorary black guy because he have the kielbasa, he have the
The Blachowicz.
Blachowicz.
and African, even the name, everything. He have the sausage, the name,
Jan
every stuff.
Blackmanovich,
Yeah.
Jan whatever Ovich. It is so
telling you.
okay. So listen, there's some questions for you. Anakin asking, who's your favorite fighter, Jan? Whether to watch, and who's your favorite to watch? Whether it's their fighting style or skill or whatever. Yeah, like I don't know how. Like, do you watch a lot of MMA when you're not fighting and stuff?
I watch my category. I watch some big fights. Not everything because it's too much.
Too much. There's too much. Yeah.
But I always like watch when Shogun fights.
Uh-huh.
I like him, his style, and I remember long time ago that was fighter like Igor Vovchanchin.
Oh yeah, Volchanchin.
I
Yeah.
like his style, you know.
I
One
used to
punch.
use him. You remember the old game, the Pride
Yeah,
game?
yeah.
I always use Vovchanchin for her.
Vovchanchin, yeah.
He was my favorite. Yeah, caralho. Vovchanchin. I haven't thought about him in a long time. Vovchanchin.
That is awesome. And I'm trying to think, so I have a friend who's a Hungarian and they make paprikash. What is like the national Polish food, right? Isn't there like a stew or something that's delicious that's your national food?
The most famous is like pierogi.
Pierogi.
Oh,
so
pierogi
good.
is good.
Dumplings, rosu. I don't know how to say in English. It's like a soup. For me, it's like it's schabowe ziemniaki buraki. I don't know how to say in English.
Yeah.
Schabowe is similar to steak, but in different way. Potatoes and I forget.
Cabbage.
Cabbage. No.
Cabbage? No.
And I forget.
Borscht beets? No?
The red.
Yeah,
beets, maybe.
Beets,
Beets,
yes,
probably beets.
Yes.
Yeah, the head.
Okay, so listen, Jan. There's Renato is from the favela in Brazil, but did also live in New York for a while. I lived in New York, in Manhattan. There used to be a place called Weselka, which was a Polish restaurant, and you could go get the best pierogi. You know that, Hanach, down in the East Village. And it was so good. And the best thing about it, though, Jan, was it was open late at night. And like so you'd go there at 3 in the morning. You're hammered from the bar.
We're talking about the food, and you know
Yes,
that I have
and the
to...
pierogi would soak up all the liquor.
hey,
Oh, my
We're
God.
talking
He's
about
cutting
the
weight.
food. I am before the fight.
He's cutting weight.
I need to
And you're
control my
talking about
weight.
pierogi.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
sorry.
you.
But maybe that
Sorry.
can feed your soul. It can feed your spirit for her.
Yes. I will not sleep
sorry.
tonight. Just dream
yeah,
about
but
the
the
food.
Polish food,
It
there's
is good.
similarity between Russian food and Polish, no?
Very
Can you-
similar, I think.
It's similar. There's some similarity Russian food and Polish, no?
Russian food.
Asian?
Russian.
No,
Russian.
Russian.
No? Like a
No,
borscht?
not really,
You don't
no.
have something like a borscht, no?
There is some similar, but not everything,
And dumplings and stuff and beets
You
and shit like
of course
that.
you can find for sure like cabbage and stuff like this, but not everything.
Stuffed cabbage.
Sausage.
Okay. What about
Stuffed cabbage is good, though. I like it.
what's the alcohol besides vodka? that you can have from Poland that is good to have?
But it's potato vodka, right?
Beer is very good. We've got very good beers.
But don't you have potato vodka in Poland?
We've got a lot of vodka with everything.
Oh yeah, they can make out of anything, caralho.
Everything.
But what about what's a different kind of alcohol that you make there that's just Polish? Like if I go there, what is this?
The name is Bimber. It's like vodka, but very strong, like 60, 70, even more %, you know?
Oh, caralho. It's like a Everclear they have in America.
Yeah.
Everclear.
Right.
The name
It
is
tastes like paint thinner.
You have to be careful when you drink it. That, you know,
you can clean your paintbrush in there.
Go down.
Yeah. Okay,
I want to back up, though, to something you said a little while ago, Jan, where you said if there were a fight in Warsaw or in Poland in general, you think Joanna would come out of retirement? Like, do you know something we don't know? Because obviously she was an incredible fighter, and she left when we feel like there was probably more to give. Like, do you think she really would fight again?
Resist.
No, that will be very big if they create. They will make something like this in Poland. So I know Joanna. I don't know how many years. And I just know that if they will do it and they will send her, contract, she will sign it.
Yeah. And they never did
Warsaw before. They have to do it in Poland, in National Stadium.
Yeah,
because in Poland, when they did before, it was not in Warsaw. Now it was like a small place.
They make this in Krakow and in Gdańsk.
Krakow. Right.
Gdansk, that's what I'm thinking
Gdansk,
of.
right.
Gdansk. Now, back to Polish women. Like, if I see Carolina, give me something I can say to that one.
No, don't give him something to say to Carolina. Don't give him something to say to Carolina.
So, first of all, you need to know.
Thank you, yes. Tell her husband hello, and you're a very lucky man.
We are friends, so I will stay on his side.
God damn it. Okay.
Ask Carolina if she has a sister, but tell her husband that he's a very lucky man.
So let's say, forget about Carolina now. She's dead to me now. Now imagine another Polish lady, and I see her in the street, and I'm gonna say some quick stuff in Polish. What I can say to that one?
Show her the wallet.
Well, I show her the kielbasa first before the wallet.
Kielbasa is very important.
If I that's sign language. I want to say in alphabet language, what's something nice I can say? Oh, caralho, in some Polish. Give me one stuff.
I tell you something like this. I'm with my fiance long time, and I forget how to do it.
Oh, fuck. His wife is watching right now. She's
no. He's got a great little family going. Like, he's not worried about picking chicks up on the street in Poland. Sorry, Hanach.
Well, I'm gonna find out somehow.
But no, look to my face. I don't need to do anything.
Because you're gorgeous. Because you're too gorgeous. That's
exactly. It's like he's like the stud of all studs. He's a total badass. Like, Jan walks down the street and girls are just like.
I can only imagine. Imagine how big he is in fucking Poland.
Honestly, how big a deal are you, Jan? Like, I know we're joking right now, but like. You're a big deal, right? Obviously, your soccer team does well, and probably there's some other things, but you're probably also a pretty big deal at home now, right?
Yes, I am.
Of course, he is. Yeah.
Now it's after when I was the champion, and when I defend the belt, so that was like 1 year when I feel like national treasure a little bit.
I bet you was a national treasure. Now, did you do? You know how sometimes celebrities in other countries do commercials for shit that we don't see here?
Yeah.
Did you do like kielbasa commercial or like some kind of bullshit that we would never see here?
Maybe not bullshit, but
well, okay, not bullshit, but
beer or something,
movie.
Yeah.
Oh, movies, yeah.
Yes.
But what about commercial, like breakfast cereal or something?
No,
funny?
Nothing like this.
Nothing like that.
This,
okay.
no.
Or like corny car dealership where it's like we knock out the competition, stuff like that.
No, nothing like this.
Nothing. Oh god, oh wow.
Honestly, Jan, for reference, go just Google Chris Weidman, Al Iaquinta,
Yes,
jewelry
I was just
ad.
about to say that. The Oyster Bay. Oyster Bay jewelry. Oh, okay. Chris Weidman and Ala Quinta doing
It is
local.
the funniest thing you've ever seen.
Okay, I
A
will watch it
local,
later.
local Long Island,
You
New
have to.
Jersey jewelry store.
Okay, I have to
You
watch it.
won't
Honestly,
believe it.
Jan, honestly,
And this is
seriously,
commercial, yes?
Google it. Google jewelry commercial
goes
Weidman
like
out.
this,
You
like-
will cry laughing.
They have him in the octagon, you know, and he's doing fighting some bum, like fighting a nobody, and he goes, "This is my hang, but this," and he shows the jewelry he thinks
Right.
is her hang, caralho, you know, and he's like, "Oh, porra."
And he says something about how they're not going to break
I
your
hope so, they
wallet
give
or
you
something.
good money
It is
for that.
comedy.
No,
It is.
probably
No?
not very much. It's cheap. It's very low budget, porra.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
It looked like a favor. It looked like somebody's doing a favor. Yeah. I'm gonna manage you. I'm gonna put you in commercials like that.
Like that?
I'm gonna
But
put
only,
you
only big money.
now. Well, big money for me. For you, you can have some.
Oh
Bad
my
deal for me,
God.
bad
Oh
deal.
my
Nah.
God.
We're gonna put you in some hibs. You're gonna do hib commercials,
Rib
soul
commercial.
food commercials where you eat hibs.
It's
Yeah, barbecue, caralho.
So listen, Jan, obviously your plan is to recapture gold, right? So like, you're there. You know you were there before. And having already achieved it, does that make it seem closer or does it seem harder to get back to it? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. It's hard question, but I was in this place, and before when I was champion, I don't know how is this feeling when you are a champion. Now I know, so I wanted double it. You know,
Yeah.
that's why I
You want it again.
I just have to take the belt back, and I believe I see it that I do it. You know, I believe in that someday the belt will be with me again, and I believe that's gonna be maybe in this year, maybe in next. We will see.
Nice, nice. So if you are able to get past Alex, you know, and Chidi comes back, he's a very creative guy, right? Like he's a very different kind of striker. And I feel it's
Yeah.
it's so weird, right? Because he
So
came on
strange.
really strong and then
Yeah.
he's been gone. But we know when he comes back, he is different, right? And you are much more of a conventional, like, powerful guy. So when you look at Chidi, like, how do you approach a puzzle like that?
It's hard to prepare for Iri, you know, because he's very crazy fighter, crazy style. But this style is working very well. So that will be, you know, some very good adventure for me.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
also
it's
in
so
his
strange.
stand-up, you've got a lot of holes when you can use it.
Yeah.
Right.
Put
Yeah.
your, you know, fist on his face. So we just have to find this hole in the fight.
Yeah.
And I believe that I will do it. But yeah, that's gonna be hard because, you know, and find a sparring partner who got similar style.
Right.
Where?
Do you found
Where?
that one? Yeah. You have to go into the forest. Like you know how you see him in the forest doing shit. You need to find
Naked.
like an old hermit in the forest.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that will be the hardest part. How to prepare for him?
Right.
From where to call to somebody who is similar to him? It's impossible, you know.
You have to go to like an insane asylum. You have to go to like to find a crazy person.
For the criminally insane, right? Like,
Yeah.
isn't Batman, don't they always go to the prison for the
Yeah.
criminally insane?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe that.
That's the only place because the shit that he does, it don't make any sense sometimes. Like sometimes he takes chances and you go, what the fuck is this guy doing?
What is that?
So maybe
But
when you have to fight against him, you have to start thinking. You know, just go and do it. Maybe
Interesting
this is
point.
the way how to
Yeah.
stop him.
Yeah.
Close the eyes and just
Shit. Maybe so, Karyn.
Has there been a fight for you, Jan, where you felt like maybe the plan you had going in didn't work and you had to abandon it and just go on instinct or anything? Like what
Yeah, of
was
course. You know, I
Probably
like
a lot of
tactics.
try.
You know, I like tactics. I always have couple of tactics, but sometimes you just go and fight. You know, just go and feel the flow and just enjoy what's happening inside the octagon. And sometimes it's working much better than when you try do something what you prepare 3 months before fight.
Yeah.
Because
because it's stale. It's not alive anymore.
Exactly. It's not like it's not like sprint from 100 meters. You have to just go and that's it. This is every fighter is different. He can be completely different fighter than before you watch his fight. So you need to have a lot of you just have to know sometimes what to do. Just go there, fight, enjoy, no plan.
Yeah, you have sort of a plan of what you want to do, right? But you live in the moment at the same time. Like Dan Hooker posted something today on his Instagram, and his last fight was totally insane, right? And so it was one of those things where he posted a picture of him all bloodied up, and he's like, "Yeah, this is where the contest ends and the fight begins," right? And so that is a different switch for you, right? So when you're a family man, you're a lovely guy, you're really nice, but when do you get mean, Jan? Is it during the weight cut? Is it Friday when you're staring him down? Is it Saturday when you're walking out? Like, when do you turn into the bad guy?
After the face-off, the second one, after the weight. Because now I focus about don't catch any injury, because the last couple of days, so you have to be careful. You have to say your sparring partners, be careful, I've got the fight, don't use elbows and stuff like this. So I focus about this and focus about the weight. And after that, when we do the face off, the last one, then I click something in my head.
Boom.
I use my magic, and then
Polish magic,
the Bedian growing inside me.
I love it. I mean, you're it's just fun to watch you, and I love like your you don't like some people talk a lot, right? Some people make a lot of BS and a lot of bluster and whatever, but you don't do that. Like, you just show up, you fight, your fight does the talking for you. When you do talk, it's great, but you don't you know what I mean? You're not full of you're real.
Old school, I like to go and fight. But if someone asks me, someone want to talk to me, I'm talking. Why not?
Sure. He reminds me of myself. I'm very humble. I'm very to myself. And then if I,
it's not that at all.
Well, similar. My motto: walk softly and carry a big dick for her. It's from Winston Churchill. Who said that one,
Stick.
Well, same. That's half dozen of one, 12 inches of the other one.
Now time it's different. But when I was younger, nobody if someone don't talk shit about you. You just go, somewhere when nobody see you to the forest. You do what you have to do, and after that, okay. Now it's okay.
Yeah.
Now everybody have internet. Everybody say bullshit.
Dead. You leave them dead into the forest, yeah? You leave them to pass away in the forest.
Anakin saying that you had so many great knockouts. His favorite was against Rockhold. D&D saying, I don't want to be around mean Jan.
No.
I mean, and that's the thing, right? Because I feel like you strike me as probably a pretty cool guy most of the time, right? Like, pretty even keeled or whatever. But
when you cross the line,
right.
Then he gotta take you to the Black Forest.
Have like this,
Yeah.
My line is very, very, very high. But if you cross it, okay, you won it.
Then you take them to the forest. What forest you took them to? The Black Forest, they call?
Black Forest.
Is that in Poland, the Black Forest? What's the forest in Poland, the famous one?
The famous one?
Yeah.
It's like which one is famous one?
Where like you leave your dead bodies in there, like
that wasn't big forest, like not very big, not very small, but was in the centrum of, not maybe in the centrum, but very close to the city. So this guy go there is like Las Brudnowski.
But I know you.
I go there with my dogs and I found.
And you leave the bones. You leave the bones for the dogs now. Yeah. I understand.
But I know what you're talking about, the Black Forest. You're like, oh, it's in that's in Germany. That's not in Poland.
Ah, fuck. I thought in Poland. I was going to say it's the African-American forest, because Blachowicz, African-American, but it's different.
The
the
Blachowicz.
Yeah.
So yeah, Renato, if we were to translate his name into American, it's just
It'll be John
Black. Ovit, the Vich. It's like Vich means
Witch.
What is it? Man, like it probably is
Witch.
just John Blackman,
yeah,
right?
What Witcher?
Yeah, the Witcher. So you use voodoo, Polish voodoo.
We've got different kind of magic in Poland, not voodoo.
Why you
What do
use
you
them
have?
people?
But we have, yes.
What you call?
Gusła.
Gusła, caralho.
Guswa.
I'm scared
Gusła
of
i
that one.
klątwy. Klątwy is
That's
like
old-
a garage.
Old
garage.
ladies.
Yeah.
Old ladies
Yeah.
use that shit.
Yeah, they do something and put it on you.
Oh no, I don't want that. I want the young ladies to put some different.
Nobody
magic
wants
on
that.
me.
It's crazy
Yeah,
shit.
I don't want the old ladies' magic, caralho. That's a guswa. What's good for the guswa is good for the gander for her.
I will
Oh.
put Gusła on Pereira.
Yeah, you have to do that.
Yes.
You have to do that because they have
I will.
other stuff. Yeah, you have to beat that
Guswa.
one.
The
I
You
will.
Guswa.
have
I
to
will
use
do
the
it.
guswa, caralho. Guswa. I love learning this shit. I love learning about different people cultures. And
I
stuff.
will say that's what I was gonna say. That is one thing that I do love about MMA is like not I love a lot of things, but the international feeling of it and
Yeah,
the fact that we get to cross cultures and all that. Like it
whole
is
world.
really great.
Yeah.
And Jan, I was joking a little bit before about the fight when we were in Brazil and we were in Sao Paulo in 2019 and you were fighting Jacare, but like what was that? And you were so mad at yourself after that fight. I remember you were like, I don't like that performance and I don't feel good about it and I don't this and I don't that. And I remember you were really beating yourself up about it.
Wait, did he won that one or lost that
He
one?
won, but he was
I
just
won, but
really
it was boring fight,
dissatisfied.
Nothing happened,
Okay.
I'm also fan of this sport. If I have to watch fight like this, I will be mad. That's why.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to do what you
But
gotta do.
sometimes it is what it is. No, so
Yeah.
what can I do? That's why I was
Yeah.
bad about myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, everything can't be a fucking home hunt. Everything can't be like, the 4th of July every fucking time, I mean,
Right.
sometimes it is what it is. You gotta do what the fuck you gotta do,
Well, I think too, you might have felt extra sensitive because right before you, Shogun and Paul Craig had a draw.
Great fight, yeah.
It was a great fight, but it was a draw. And so I feel like maybe that made you feel even more sensitive about, wanting like a finish or something.
No, I just don't feel it. I don't feel it. This fight, I don't feel good. I should do much better, and that was just boring fight. For me also inside
And
the cage.
sometimes the dance partner, there's no chemistry. I mean, there's sometimes there's just like people, just like dating. There's no
Yeah,
fucking
sometimes
chemistry.
it doesn't work. Yeah,
And you think so?
but this is not excuse. Fight was boring, and that's it. End
Fair
of the
enough.
story.
But you know what's funny? Every fucking time I show like maybe a girl who's never seen MMA, okay? And then it's one of those fights that's on paper, it looks like two animals, And I go, wait till you see these two fucking guys. 100% of the time, it's the most boring fight you ever seen in your life. And I go, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I go, fuck. That's why I don't say that no more. I
Yeah.
never say that no more because every time I say it jinxed up. I put guswa on that fucking shit. Unbelievable. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be Hobby Lawler versus fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, Roy McDonald every time, and it's
And-
not.
No, but
Right.
it would be like if I say those two is fighting the he match, and then I say wait till you see this shit, and then it's like, then it's like fucking Brokeback Mountain Part 2. Oh God,
Listen, Jan, what I know you talked about fights that you feel good about, but like, has there been one that, has there been somebody that either got away from you, retired, stopped fighting, or you just think it didn't match up? But like, was there somebody you wanted to fight that you never got to?
Yes, of course. John
Oh.
Jones.
João.
But still believe that someday, somewhere,
Sure.
maybe
Why
not
not?
inside the cage, maybe some different place.
But
Because
why
he
not inside
promised
the
me
cage?
this fight. After when I knock out Corey Anderson, he promised me this fight.
But maybe it's still gonna
That's
happen.
right.
I don't think that is a.
I remember
it
you
could
guys
happen,
were
man.
talking outside the like there was that whole, I remember
met
that.
him 2 weeks before fight in the mall, and we talk about this when he beat Reyes because he fight with Reyes, and if I beat also he said okay, so you are next. So he promised me this fight.
Hey, this could still happen. Hey, you guys are still active. Who knows? Anything can happen.
But I'm 40, so no time.
Well,
you
but
still
how
got
much
some
longer?
time.
You're 40 now? You don't seem 40. You're not 40.
You're a young 40 because you don't have a lot of damage. You don't have a lot of miles on your brain. You know?
Good, good head movement.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Head movement, head movement.
Head movement, Ronda. But listen, honestly, though, I would say light heavyweight is only second to heavyweight. Like, honestly, it is the oldest. Heavyweight is the oldest average division, right? Like the average age is like 36 or 37 or something for heavyweight. And so even though you've said that, like you still can't compete a lot. Like there's I don't feel like your time is up anytime soon.
Maybe in future I will eat a lot of pierogi and go to heavyweight. But first,
why not?
First I need to get back.
Yeah.
And after that we will see.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Well, listen, Renato, he does, he's still technically in camp.
True.
So we should probably let him go. So do you have any last questions before we let him go?
I have one question because
Yes.
Karyn and I both love movies. We watch a lot of movies, okay? Now, I watch foreign film too, I don't know a lot of Polish film. If I had to watch like one or two Polish film that is like some of the greatest, like The Godfather or something where like this is the great Polish film, what do I need to watch?
That one with me, for sure.
Oh, caralho. Like a Steven Seagal straight to video one, caralho?
Yeah. But if I have choose one, I don't know. We've got the now we don't make a good movies.
It
Long
could
time
be
ago
old.
we make good movies.
It can be old. Yeah.
Especially the comedy. Like Chłopaki nie płaczą is like Boys Don't Cry.
Oh.
That's
okay,
a comedy?
Boys Don't Cry wasn't a comedy,
Great
though,
movie.
I don't
We
think.
laugh all the time,
In America, it's a very different style.
Boys Don't Cry was not a comedy.
So is how you say it in Polish?
Chłopaki nie płaczą.
Chłopaki nie płaczą.
Yes.
Chłopaki nie płaczą. Okay. Chłopaki nie płaczą. Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
I'm gonna look out for that one. You have like the Polish Groucho Marx or some shit. Who's
You're
the star
gonna
of
love
that
this
one?
movie. I trust me. I don't know that you find it with subtitles or something, but
I can find
you have to
anything.
learn Polish.
I can find.
We'll have to
any
learn
of
Polish.
this shit. I'll
have
find it.
Joanna over and she can translate for me.
I'll have Carolina over and we can watch that.
I
one.
bet you wish, because Joanna,
I'll put some
I used to
husband.
say, I
I'll
know
put
we're
some
not allowed to
gunshot.
say it anymore, but I used to say Joanna was my spirit animal. Like, she is such a little badass. And I used to, honestly, the way Joanna used to show up to fights, that attitude, that literally actually does live inside me. And she's so petite and tiny. Joanna could actually literally live inside me as well.
Oh, poor
but
honey.
I love that. I love
prefer-
her intensity.
Everybody
her-
loves her.
Yeah, her ferocity. It was so special. And I love that. And I mean, if you say she would come back for a fight in Poland, man, I hope that's true.
Me too.
Well, look,
Did I
maybe
lie?
I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy, but I like also Carolina for her.
Yeah,
And
you're
I
not
feel
crazy.
like
She's a
instead
beautiful
of-
girl.
Instead of her inside me, I'm going to live inside that one. Okay. Anyway, I'm the spirit animal for her.
No, Jan, please don't tell Carolina about this show. Please don't tell her about Renato.
I think that someone they showed this podcast that she was gonna
No,
watch it.
I would not dare ask Carolina on here for her own safety, honestly.
No, he's talking about he's gonna show that one to her husband.
Oh, he'll show. Okay, it's your husband, right?
And then I'm gonna be public enemy number one in Poland.
Yes, you can maybe. We will see.
What weight class is he?
He's fat a little bit, so heavyweight, I think so.
Oh fuck! I want you
he's
to
gonna
say
lay and pray on you. He's gonna.
I want you to say he's bantamweight or maybe flyweight.
He wants a flyweight. He wants a flyweight.
I gotta rethink my strategy now.
Listen, folks, Jan Błachowicz, not only are you just a great guy, and I'm so like literally thrilled that you could join us today, but you're fighting the co-main event next Saturday against Alex Pereira. Like, it's gonna be such an awesome fight. And you were such a great champ. I hope you get back to the title. I hope you get that title fight again. Because that legendary Polish power is really something to behold. And I'm just so glad you joined us today. Aren't you, Renato?
I'm very glad because, it's when she told me you was coming on here, this is something I didn't think was ever going to happen. I thought, oh, this should be fucking interesting. I never, I didn't know that I needed this, and now what I'm saying? I'm very excited from that. And it's great to see that you exceed my expectation of how you can be. You have a great sense of humor, and everybody know how tough you are. But to see that you're smart and you have a good sense of humor is even make everything more exciting, more fun.
Thank you for the words, and thank you for the invitation. It was a pleasure for me.
Of course.
Awesome.
Now, what's gonna put the cherry on top is when you go into your Instagram and you start to follow my Instagram. Then all of Poland is going to rejoice.
Okay,
and
I will do it.
Yeah, that's going to be the most important one.
No pressure.
No pressure. But I honestly, I'm not even kidding when I say, like, when I reached out to your wife, I was like, man, I don't know, but I gotta ask. Like, I'm swinging for the stars. Because honestly, I saw that you were in the States.
She just texted me. You've got podcast.
Yes, I'm excited.
No question. Like, you doing
because I've got training and I need to finish training. I cannot.
Right. Well, because I've asked you before, and so I'm so glad that you were able to do it today. But listen, folks. Co-main event next Saturday night, UFC 291. If you haven't purchased that pay-per-view, you need to get it, because after he throws down, Poirier and Gaethje are going to be fighting. But Jan, come on. Yeah. We're here for you. We're so excited, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Okay. And listen to the song. I put a Polish song for you on my promo for this show here.
That's right.
Okay, good.
We'll check it out.
Listen to that one. It's like from the 70s, okay? So anyway.
Perfect.
Thank you, Jan. Okay. We'll see you soon.
You. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Oh, he's still there. Okay, you don't want to leave. Oh, okay.
Dude.
That was pretty good because...
Dude, I'm not going to lie. That's massive. Like, I was legitimately, when I was texting Dorota, I was like, okay, I don't know if this is going to work. Like, I was like, but I got to try. No. I got to try because we had spoken before about it in the past, and it was like the timing didn't work out, and it was like, it was fight week or this or that. And I was like, I'm swinging for the fences.
And he's in other countries and shit. Yeah,
exactly. I'm swinging for the fences.
This was good because
I'm so excited.
I think that it being in elevation in Utah probably helped our cause, because that means he have to be in America longer than normal.
Exactly.
And so it's not too close to the fight,
Right.
So it helped us out there.
Yeah, and no, for real. Exactly, because I looked and I was like, I mean, it's a wish. But so, like I said, I looked at his Insta and I was like, oh, snap. He's here. And so I was like, okay. Maybe this is going to work. Well, and like I said, well, when I went in my messages, because we had communicated before in the past, and like I said, the timing didn't work out. And so I was like, I don't know, man, but this will be awesome if he can.
Yeah, when you said it to me, I never even considered, he's one of those people I never even thought of coming on the show for some reason, because I was like, I don't know if he's going to be his thing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because you also don't get a sense. I always said this. We get a version of people on this show that you don't get to see anywhere else.
Yeah.
I think it has something to do with our disposition or whatever, or the kinds of questions we ask or whatever. But
for sure.
I've never seen this version of him in the media before. And he's very likable, okay? And you can see he's a smart guy, because he have like a shit-eating grin on there, and he's also like, even though this is not, well, it's not my first language either, but he's dealing with somebody in another language with an accent, and he still seemed like he's one step, he's not late to the party. So you can tell he's smart, and also funny. He have a good sense of humor, you know? I like that.
Agree. And that's the whole thing. So I guess I'm not even lying. Like I said during the interview, literally back at Fox in the FS1 days.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember which fight it was. But I was working with Brian Stan and this and that, and we were like, Jan Błachowicz, and I love Brian Stan, by the way, and I can't wait till I get to vote for him for president.
I haven't seen him in years.
I cannot wait till I get to vote for him for president. Well, because he left MMA to go to get his MBA, and now he's like a businessman and all this stuff. But
wait, he's in the NBA at this age? He's trying to get into the NBA?
Not the NBA, the M, Masters of Business, not the National Basketball.
That
not the National Basketball Association, not NBA.
Got it.
Not N as in Nancy. M as in Michael. Masters of Business.
Master. But that sounds like a shitty reality show, like Masters of Business, caralho.
It does.
Masters of Business.
Masters of Business.
Yeah. Like a shitty Shark Tank knockoff.
It does.
Anyway,
so I literally remember back in 2018 or so, and I was like, I probably need to learn how to spell this guy's name.
Because he's not fucking around.
Yeah, Blachowicz. And I was like, I learned how to spell it. Now, to be honest with you, I say that, and with all the respect in the world, Jacek is an effed up name to spell. And I know it starts with JDRE.
There's no way
or
you
something
can spell
like
it. You just have to learn how to say it. That's all you need. Like for instance, Coach K, like Shashevsky.
Right.
Just know that. Don't try to spell that one. You'll be lost. It looked like remember Mitsuplik? You remember that one? It was a bad guy of like Superman or the Justice League. He was like a Haskell. He was like Rumpelstiltskin. Right. And his name was Mitsuplik or some shit like that.
Mixplixic or something like that.
And if you try to spell that, you can forget about that one.
Wasn't it MYXPLYX?
It was all kind of shit like that.
Like Mixplixix or something like that, right?
And he was a heel piece of shit.
Right. Well, I like I said, I think Joanna's name was like JDRED, and then after that, it was like a YJ.
For my life, that and Shashevsky, you can forget about it.
I really, really tried, but there are like, and I also remember another one of those was like when you learn how to spell like Nurmagomedov and like different things. You're like, yep, we're gonna have to start paying attention to these dudes. Like, I need to learn his name.
To be honest, you can learn those names and stuff. Like for instance, nobody can ever say that basketball player, the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's Antetokounmpo. But even like announcers just can't say it. And for me, I don't understand. If you hear someone say, you can say it. So
listen. So people are laughing. Dean D is saying Jan versus JBJ in the Slapnuts League. And then somebody said, Fernando says Jan's going to find him in the streets of ABQ down in Albuquerque.
Hey, it could happen. Hey,
Jan versus John would have been dope.
I would watch that shit for sure.
Bro.
For sure.
And yes, you're right. Brian Stan is the greatest living American, Dean D.
Yeah.
I know John Anik always says that, but it's so true. Like, I'm not even kidding. Can't wait till I get to vote for that man for president.
He's a good guy. Brian Stan was always very warm towards Yoko and I.
He is. And Dave Noseworthy noticed that we get a version of people we don't typically see. Underrated.
I appreciate that.
Thank
Noseworthy. You. And you have a nose for that kind of stuff.
He can sniff it out. Yeah.
He follow his notes. He always knows what's going on.
He can sniff it out. But yeah, no, Brian was a great guy, and I remember.
Why you speak of him like he's dead? You say he was a great guy.
Oh no, he is a great guy. I'm just saying I don't get to work with him now, like because he left. But like when we worked together, it was really fun. And I literally, and I think I've told this story before, but I remember one night. I don't remember which fight it was, but it was me, Brian, and Rashad.
Hashaj.
Hashaj working together. And Brian was showing us, because, you know, Brian has like the third highest measure of valor that the government can bestow upon a soldier.
What is okay.
It's like the Iron Cross, I believe, is what Brian has.
Isn't
so
that what they
there's
give to
like
the
there's
Nazis
like
or
the
whatever?
Purple Heart,
Cross.
the yada yada yada, and the Iron Cross or whatever. So he has that because Brian saved a bunch of his guys. Like he went back in Iraq and like saved his guys, and it's
I
bad.
did similar stuff, but nobody. Well, never mind.
just-
This is Brian's.
Effed some hoes in a favela and left him.
Yeah, but caralho.
There was a lot of collateral. Anyway, Brian.
It was a scorched earth.
There was scorched earth as well there as well.
Anyway.
Yes. And
I
there were a
burned a
lot
lot
of
of bridges,
IUDs or IUDs. Or what?
It's called STI.
STI, STDs, IUDs,
Yeah.
all of that
all
stuff.
That shit.
All
That
whatever.
was burnt up in the fire.
All of that stuff. But Brian, I remember he drew a map for me and Suga, and it was like, he drew this map. He's like, we were here and they were there and the bad guys are here and the camp's there and the this and that. And he was drawing this map of like what he did and how it was. And I was like, dude, what? You know, like I've always been appreciative, of our soldiers and people willing to defend us. But knowing him personally and then knowing the danger he was in and him articulating all that stuff was really wild.
No, it's a different. People like that is the brain is wired different. You know, you have to respect that shit. You know. Also, it takes like being willing to say goodbye to the earth. You know what I mean? Like
Seriously.
A lot of people don't want to let go. You know. And you have to be willing to let go to even sign on to do something like some of this shit. So it's like that's the thing that you think about is like, wow, just saying, okay, I'm willing to peace out if necessary, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm literally not even kidding like about him, you know, running for office. And I think it's something he's discussed and talked about. And I don't know if he is going to do it because, like, on the one hand, I wouldn't wish that on anybody running for office in America.
Yeah,
because
that's going to be the thing that fucking kills him.
Right,
You're
right,
gonna
because
see gray hair, he's going to be bald.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I wish somebody as smart and trustworthy as Brian would run. And at the same time, I don't want him to run because it's a disaster, right? Like,
Well,
so
I have to say, as much as I like him, I never trust a man with two first names. You know, Brian Stan.
it's two ends. It's two ends on Stan, though.
I don't trust that one. It's Adam and Steve, not Brian and Stan. Okay, call me old school, but I gotta drop the line somewhere.
even though I know I maybe don't agree with him on every single point about
who do you agree with?
how,
anyone
exactly
on
how
every
people
fucking
live
stuff?
their lives. Like, I trust him in that he's a smart man. He thinks about his family. He thinks about consequences. Like,
He think about his family, but not anybody else's family. Oh God,
I trust that he is a conscientious man.
Wait, what about me though? If I hunt for office, listen, maybe I can't be the president, but I can be maybe.
You
governor.
can't even win like class president at.
I was most likely to succeed. Wait.
Jay Crockett saying he has a silver star. Yeah, it's
not
something
a
like
fucking
that,
Iron
right?
Cross. That's what they give to like the Nazi or whatever. Come on,
No.
with the Iron Cross.
I don't know.
He
does have a great jawline, though, Dan Jackson, as do I.
Well,
Maybe I could be his running mate with this jawline.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that. Oh God.
Dude, Mount Rushmore was made for us.
That's true, Karyn.
Okay. Hey, listen, a couple of things I want to get to. This has been such a fun show, though, by the way.
It has been a good one. There's a lot of excitement behind this one. I tell you what. First of all, I love this show because not only Jan exceeded the expectation or whatever.
I knew he was going to be awesome.
Yeah, but Basil is like this guy I didn't even know I was going to know before.
He's like your new best friend. I could actually see you and Basil going out crushing the ladies together. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Listen, we're gonna get King of Prussia Wall, and we're gonna fucking light up those Philly chicks. But no, I like this guy, and I didn't even know about him fucking a week ago, you know. But it reminded me, you know, I had with Jan too. It's like when you said he was gonna be the guest. It reminded me of, I remember getting an opportunity to go to Australia to do a seminar. Mm-hmm. Now, I was curious about Australia, but I had almost resigned to the fact that, like, that's a place I'm probably never going to make it to Australia. You know, I'm probably never going to see Australia.
Right.
And then when I was there, I'm like, ain't this a bitch? I'm in fucking Australia. You know what I mean? I'm like, everything I went to the store or to get a coffee, I was like breathing the air. I'm like,
I'm in Australia. Yeah.
I'm in Australia. Fuck me. And that's how I felt Jan. I'm like, look, there's Jan. I mean, I didn't know. I thought I'd probably go my whole life never interview Jan, you know? I mean, it just wasn't, I didn't even thought about that, you know? And then now it's like, oh, fuck. And now he's following me on Instagram, hopefully.
Well, I don't know about that, but I know for me.
He's dead to me. And if not, I'm going to put Gamwa or Gatwa.
Gamrot.
I'm gonna put that fucking Polish voodoo on him if you don't follow me.
By the way, Mateusz Gamrot is awesome. He's awesome.
He's a beast.
I'm a big Gamrot fan as well.
So is that fucking Armenian kid though, who he
Sarukian is awesome. I love Sarukian. I love Sarukian. So here's the thing. It's so funny, and like I said to Jan, like when I went in to send a message about to see if he could come on. Then like all the old messages were still there about like, hey, yeah, maybe next time.
Wait, don't you hate that? Wait. When you look at your old thread and it's you like 5 times and the
so thirsty.
But it also goes the other way too. Karyn, don't you feel bad when you look and you was the one who didn't, like, there's like 10 messages you didn't respond to, but now that they offering you like, hey, we want to pay you $20,000 to come out, and then you're like, hey, it's been a long time no see, or whatever. You know?
I can't even recognize that because I'm always the thirsty one. I literally had a conversation with my kid today about that. God. Like we had a whole conversation about.
Listen, your voice cracked when you said that.
I know, because I'm telling you the truth. We had a whole conversation about like who chases who and like what's the whatever. And so she was asking me and I was like, well, no, baby girl, I was always the one that chased the guys and it didn't work out for me.
You're teaching her the hung stuff.
I know. No. I'm not teaching her to chase them. That's what I said. I said, I used to do this. It didn't work out for me. And I'm trying to change my behavior because it didn't work.
Do you want me to like give her some advices and stuff on the dating scene or whatever?
I don't want you to ever speak to my daughter, actually.
No, not like that. Not for me, Karyn. Oh my God, boy. I'm talking.
But I know what you mean. To give her advice, no.
Yeah, I got an idea.
She's a nice girl. She's a sweet girl.
If she sees me around your place or whatever, she's gonna get used to a gorgeous, light-skinned man, and then she's not gonna feel intimidated by that one.
Oh, so then and then she'll learn a taste for the light-skinned, gorgeous, like light-skinned man.
Yeah, it won't be like a shock. It won't be a shock to the system, you know. She's gonna, and then even Chidi's gonna get used to that. Like he's gonna go onto the covers of the bed afterwards, and he's gonna haul around and get my scent onto there and stuff. And he's gonna be like, "Carajo, I like when he's around. This place is alive again." It was like a hunch. It was like a funeral parlor here.
There has not been a man in this apartment for quite some time. That is very true. Other than the fix-it guy that came to fix my ice maker the other day, there's not been a man here. There has not been a man here in a really long time.
But that's like Schneider from fucking One Day at a Time. You don't need guys like that. You need a guy who look like what's his name from fucking the musical Carmen. Who am I thinking of? What's his name? The fucking light-skinned guy.
Wait, on what? On Carmen?
Who's the best-looking light-skinned guy?
Harry Belafonte?
Yeah, Harry Belafonte.
He passed away. Rest in peace.
But now there's room for me to take over now, caralho. That I step hiding to the shoes.
Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, so listen, you mentioned it a minute ago, so I'm going to bust it out.
Oh, Chidi?
Listen, Chidi did think Holly Holm was going to win last weekend. He was incorrect.
We didn't even talk about.
I know. We'll get into that.
Oh, but
I'll just do this real fast. We'll get his take on this coming week, and then we can talk about some other stuff. But here's what Chidi thinks is going to happen. Because look, at tomorrow, I've already checked in for my flight. Although when I get to the airport tomorrow, I'm leaving tomorrow for London. So I've already checked in to my flight, but I got it. My TSA pre-check didn't show up. I got it. Wait, what?
How long you staying out there?
A week.
So you're gonna be out there next Tuesday?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I'm just preparing myself.
Yeah, this is a little. I've maybe buried the lead.
Prepare the fans because they're gonna be depressed.
Yeah, next Tuesday I will still be in London. I'm gonna stay. I'm leaving tomorrow, and I'm gonna stay till next Thursday. We can touch base, Hanach.
Yeah, but we gave them a double whammy.
We did give them a double whammy tonight. You're right. They're
gonna be so full from this one.
You're right. Maybe we could do something, and maybe we would just even pop on IG Live or something, or whatever, because there is a little bit of a time difference, and we'll figure it out.
Real quick, what about how Jan leaned into the kielbasa fucking stuff? I like that he had no scruple. He had no qualms. He was like, see, that's a man after my own heart.
He's a good dude.
Yeah.
Like I said, like I was, I don't want to say surprised. I was very pleasantly, like I was very happy that he was able to do this, right? But I'm not surprised at his personality because I've already gotten to see a little bit of it, and I knew
I had
he'd
no
be
idea
great.
because I never been around the guy, so this was all new stuff to me,
Yeah, no, like he has this great, like, and we saw it a little bit, like this great little laugh, and like he has a really good sense of humor.
Yeah,
like
and he was talking about how gorgeous he is and stuff. I mean, come on, he gets it. He understands. He understands.
He's awesome. I'm so pleased. Okay, but yeah, so I'm leaving tomorrow for London. As we know, it'll be almost a year to the date that Tom Aspinall and Curtis Blades were supposed to fight. And then Tom's knee blew out and he had an ACL and an MCL tear.
That was terrible. Oh.
I know. But here's the thing. Leading up to the to his comeback fight, he's talked about the fact that he actually, like, you know how it is, Renato. A lot of time people are injured, they're hurt, and they keep winning or whatever, so they just put off fixing.
Yeah, you got to keep putting, or you get a new opportunity and your shit was scheduled. Yeah.
Right. So he just kept putting it off.
I'm doing this show. I'm injured right now. You know how long I've had a penis reduction surgery scheduled? I keep putting this fucking thing off. Who knows if I ever gonna get that one there?
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows if you will ever get that reduced? Good luck with that.
It may never happen.
Good luck with that. I hope you can survive if you don't.
If I have to pass away doing that, then this will be it.
So be it. But yeah, yeah. So yeah. Okay. Let's just see what he thinks. So Tom was saying though that all this time he had actually had a wonky knee. And he just kept going. And then the fight with Curtis, when that happened, he was like, okay, now I have to fix it.
You
right?
go to the wheels fall off. I mean, he had success. What
exactly.
Are you gonna do?
Exactly. So now he's saying, he's like, okay, it's been actually pretty great. I've been able to train with 2 legs. It's been a while since I've been able to do that. And whatever. And they changed a lot of things. And he's been training with more heavyweights and whatever. But Marcin Tybura is definitely a very good test for him. He's on a couple win streak. He's coming up in this fight, and he's a guy that, there's a lot of guys in the heavyweight division. Some of the ones that are older or whatever, but like Marcin's a good test. Like he's
Oh yeah, he's a fucking good chest.
Yeah,
that's not a cupcake. That's not a cream puff they gave him.
Exactly.
And that's a trap fight. He's not stupid enough to take him lightly, because you take that guy lightly, you're gonna go to sleep, or you're gonna just have a shitty. He's one of those, like, again, he's a fucking junkyard doggy.
Yep.
That if you don't put that guy away or take him serious, he's gonna just. It can make a bad night for you,
Exactly. So let's see what Chidi thinks about this Saturday's main event. Hello and welcome to another edition of Chidi's Choice. Today, the Fistivities bearded dragon mascot is choosing the UFC London main event between Tom Aspinall and Marcin Tybura. What we do is we randomize the names here in front of a couple of piles of arugula. We then put Chidi down, and he makes his choice. Now,
Last week, he did think Holly Holm was going to win, and she did not. So we'll see. But this week,
he's fucking pissed from last week.
He is.
Tom Aspinall will pick up the win.
Listen.
That would make the hometown crowd happy. We shall see. We shall see.
Listen, I feel like Chidi, it's clear Chidi is going.
He's giving the people what they want.
He's going back to his roots. He knew what got him here, and he's going back to his roots.
No disrespect to the Tybura camp.
Not at all.
But everybody wants Tom Aspinall to win.
Look, and Chidi is not infallible, but let's put it, he went on a fucking limb. No, he didn't win on a limb last time.
A lot of people thought Holly was going to win.
Listen, okay, well, we're going to get to that because...
Yep.
Wowza.
Yeah.
I was very impressed.
But yeah, so you feel though, like here, while we're on it though, you feel like, let me just see here. Okay.
Ooh.
So yeah, so you feel like though, Tom has it, look at, this guy's
Tom
great.
Should win. He's supposed to win this fight.
He is supposed to win. And the thing about it is like when he got here, he's literally the guy that defined the new breed of heavyweight.
Yeah, he's special. He's a special fighter.
He really is.
Yeah. And what the fuck are you gonna do? His knee was fucked up. You know what I mean? There's nothing else you can do about that. Certain stuff you can't overcome. Unique.
I'm such a fan of him. Like I hate it.
He's an exciting fucking fighter, but. That's why you got to do the fight. That's why they can't just say, hey, look, we give you the win over Chabora, Yeah, he's supposed to win, but now you got to go out and do it, But
you actually have to go out and execute.
Yeah,
exactly.
You got to do it. And yes, of course, he's supposed to win, but Chabora have something to say about that. So we'll see,
I know, but that's the thing, right? So because on this one, like I said, I've covered, I was there when Tom debuted, right? So like he debuted with us over on Fight Island. And then I've covered, I think maybe almost every single Aspinall fight. If not, maybe I missed one. Yeah. So I'm a big fan, and I also just really like him as a guy. And the fact that he's there with his dad, like they're just cool.
Yeah. Also, he's from Team Calban and stuff, and you have that cool. Darren Chill connection. I like those guys over there.
Right.
But
Tybura, look at Tybura's going to give him a lot. He's definitely going to give him a lot. I think Tom is more physically, he's more of an athletic guy.
Well,
but Tybura is definitely on the rise as well.
Tom should be better everywhere, but the thing is like there's such thing is like it's unite. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's you fucking night. And you just hope for Tom's sake that is, everything goes how he needed to go. But Chabora not going to give it to you. You got to take it from Chabora,
Well, and the thing about it too is I feel really bad for him. Like, just some of the stuff I've been reading in the lead up while I'm prepping. And Tom is like, he feels terrible about what happened last time, right? Like, cause he's like,
of course
I know all these people. My hair's a little crazy. Sorry.
Listen, you're the only one who thinks that.
Thank you. But Tom is like, hey, listen, he goes, a lot of people who came to support me in London, had to save for months and months and months to buy this ticket and this and that. Like, he really took a lot of that on himself of like feeling like he let people down. And which is so sad because he shouldn't feel that way. But in the lead up interviews and stuff, it seems like it's something personal to him that he wants to atone for because he feels like
I understand. It makes no sense to us because the way we look at him, we don't even see it that way. But it's that mentality that separates the champion from the person who's never gonna be champion. It's like it's like Basil. You say to him, look, can you believe what you did? And he's like, what? I fucking lost. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you have to it's like that Kobe, when you hear stories about Kobe Bryant, it almost sounds like it's not fun to live like in his head.
Right.
But or Jordan, but it's why they were successful. They was obsessive. They like Kobe Bryant. Did you hear this? You know how a lot of people listen to music beforehand or whatever. He used to listen to in the locker room. he used to put on the fucking soundtrack to Halloween. You know, the Michael Myers shit?
Yes.
And he would get into the mindset like, I'm out there
Of a serial killer?
to murder. I'm out there to kill. You know what
Black
I mean?
Mamba.
Yeah. You know, and his whole thing, and he would get up earlier than anybody and work, stay long, you know, just
first in the gym, last
himself.
to leave, all
just
that.
Killing himself, not enjoying himself, just putting the most amount of pressure. It's not necessarily a fun way to live, you know, but that kind of sick, obsessive thing is sometimes what makes the person, you know, it's almost like that mental illness that makes somebody great, you know.
I agree, and honestly, Renato, I'm not even being facetious here. I hope that leads. I hope that leads to the success of our show because, as you know, like since my divorce and stuff like that, all I do is basically I don't have a social life, and
You're
like
obsessed.
I just work and I just work.
Maybe
I don't have a social life. It sucks. I really don't have a social life. I don't have any dates. I don't have a boyfriend. I don't have anybody taking me out. I don't have anybody cooking me food. I don't have anybody buying me drinks. I don't have anybody poking me, whatever. So I'm just really focused on work, and I hope it pays off soon.
Listen, I'm going to throw you a bone. Listen, I'll tell you what.
Don't throw me a bone.
I'm going to throw you a bone, okay? And then
wrap it up because you throw your bones around too many places.
Listen, I'm not gonna wrap it up, and that I'm gonna do for you special because you deserve.
You wouldn't even get here without wrapping it. Like you would never even be invited to the party without gift wrapping. Like you gotta wrap that up.
I would feel like I'm depriving. I feel like you need the home hunt. You need a home.
No.
You need the unadulterated.
No, I don't, because it's been too many places.
Have you ever had sake? You drink sake, nah?
Yes.
Have you ever had the one that's the unfiltered one? It almost looked like fresh apple juice. It's the unfiltered.
It's all cloudy and.
It's hard though, and you have the mineral. I don't want to deprive. I want to give you all the stuff in there, all the nutrients. You have to. Or else you can't absorb that one.
I think I'm good.
Well. I think you would be better. A lot of women has fallen victim to that one.
I'm sure they have. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. So here's the thing. Now that you did mention it though, and we did kind of touch on it for a second here. So I am curious what your take is on the fact that Maida Bueno Silva defeated Holly Holm, because this was a big deal. Maida was number 10 and she took out number 3, the former champion. A lot of people figured Holly would have it because she's been doing well. And even though she's 41, she's still been doing very, very well.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen.
On Saturday, though, I started to feel like maybe Father Time was catching up.
No, I don't think it was a Father Time issue. She looked strong and very fucking athletic. I mean,
she's very.
You'd be hard pressed to find somebody who's more of a specimen athletically than her, you know. But I'll tell you this: when you have somebody who's proficient at jiu-jitsu, like our girl Bona Silva, what she has is like, you can't teach this. She's not afraid, even if she's not a superior striker. She's not even on the same universe striking as Holly, but she's not afraid to get in there.
Yeah.
And when you can take a punch and you're not afraid to get in there and scrap and say, "Fuck it, I don't give a fuck. I'll throw some punches in there." But if she didn't have that, there's no way she's getting in. There's no way she's gonna be able to do that. And another stuff I have to say, and Holly is gonna be kicking herself. Could you see the disappointment? I mean, the disappointment, you could taste the disappointment. She's going to be kicking herself for initiating so much fucking grappling there, because
she let her get her hands on her.
She didn't need to do that. Okay. And I'll tell you what, that guillotine that looked like a rear naked choke, that is one of the most vicious. You could tell as soon as that thing was on, I was like, this shit is over with. Because that one is like, that's not a good feeling.
Yeah, standing guillotine, you know that must be extra painful
But that
too. And all
kind that
this
she had on there is like it feel like your head is going to be chopped. I feel like a cigar cutter. You know,
right,
cigar
because
cutter?
the way it's getting squeezed
It's so awful. It's so awful. I unless you felt it, you can't understand how terrible that one is. Because and she knew Holly's no chump. Pretty soon she was chopping. If there was any hope, she would have tried. It was over.
Exactly.
It was over.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say. Is that Holly, being a former champion, being in there with the greatest of the greats, for all of that, she has seen all of the adversity, and she is a very, very focused, dedicated, never give up woman. You know what I mean? So yeah, if you make Holly tap, that was probably.
And you know what? That's the thing about this sport is that Holly could have been in 10,000 different situations for this fight leading up, and every kind of situation you can imagine. And I'm sure if she was doing all that cage hassling and stuff like that, she was prepared for the guillotine. And what do I do if the guillotine starts happening? All that. The problem is that in this sport, there's 10 billion possibility, like Legos or something. There's just endless possibility. There's gonna be something that you just didn't fucking prepare for, and that particular kind of guillotine is not the most common.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm sure when it was happening, she was like, "Oh fuck." You know what I mean? And
right,
it's like
because she felt it. Right, you could tell that she knew what. Yeah, right.
It's too late, and it's happened to me before. It's happened to me before. There's a guy named Karyn who is a MMA fighter who in the Armenian scene out here, like amongst these guys, does all the Armenian fighters that you can think of. They all know this guy, and he's a guy that they used to all think was gonna be the great one, But he had some slips in the hood, and he's fought in Bellator or whatever. But I'm so used to guillotines, and I know exactly what to do. I never get caught in them. I was passing his guard. This was a while back, years ago, and just he slipped the fucking thing on so quick to the point when I wasn't even worried. And then I go, "Oh fuck!" And before I knew it, now it never happened again. But if we was in a fight, these things happen. You like, oh, I never felt his rhythm before. I didn't know he slaps it on like that. I didn't know he does it at that point. It's like a different rhythm. It's a different thing. It's just one slight thing, variation that someone have. And in training, who gives a fuck? You just, okay, boom, let's start again. In this, you lose your belt, or you lose half your parts, or you lose your career, and it's just such an unforgiving sport.
It really is.
It is what it is. Yeah.
It really is too. And the way a lot of the matchmaking goes lately, as we've seen, it's young gun versus veteran, right? And all this stuff. And so that's what this was on Saturday night. It was number 3, Holly Holm, the veteran, versus the young gun number 10, Maida Bueno Silva.
Look at our show. Look at our show.
Young gun, old
battle axe, young.
No, young gun, young.
Hold on. You know who I look like? People think I am?
Young gunner.
Now, well, you know,
old pistol, old.
Now, people is confusing me these days. You know what people think I am? They go like this, Timothy Chalamet, and I go, no, I get that all the time. And people think I'm in the new Willy Wonka.
Call me by your name.
Oh, that's a low blow, Carter. You're making fun of the LGBTG,
not at all.
CBGB's community.
CBGB's.
The EBGB's community.
Country, bluegrass, and blues.
Yeah.
God rest Hillel. Or Hilly.
Oh, who's the
guy? Owner? I interviewed him. Hilly.
I never met the owner.
Yeah, it was Hilly was his name. Hilly.
Was he Egyptian or something like that?
No, I think he was a nice Jewish man. Hilly.
He was like an Israeli.
Maybe, yeah, Hilly.
That sounds like one of those.
Because it probably was Hillel, but they called him
my
Hilly.
love.
Gosh darn it! What was his last name? I'm gonna have to remember that. Okay, yeah, Hilly. Yeah, I used to go to CB's all the time. CB's was awesome. Okay, here's my question for you though. Also, this past, and I know we were looking at it. Okay, we were looking before at Basil and JD and stuff like that. Right.
I can't think of it's funny because I always think of people being English if they have the name Basil, you know.
The name Basil.
My dad, he used to always love my dad loved the black my dad's old as fuck. Even when I was born, he was old. So he was always he's the one who turned me onto all these old black and white movies and all that
nice.
shit. That's why I know all that kind of shit that I shouldn't even be knowing about.
Right.
But he used to always love his favorite Sherlock Holmes was played by this guy Basil Hafez.
Basil Rathbone, exactly.
And I don't know what it is. He fucking loved Basil Rathbone. So every time I hear Basil, I either think of Basil Rathbone or I think of like the herb basil.
The herb, exactly. I have some on my counter.
The last thing I think of is like a fucking Egyptian guy who looked Puerto Rican, you know?
Well, I have a friend, another friend who's named Basil, who is also Middle Eastern, who is fine as hell. Like honestly, who was a male model. Like he's fine.
Like your Uncle Hanaj.
Fine.
So educate me. This is also a Middle Eastern
Apparently it's kind of a Middle Eastern name, right? Because the other Basil that I know is I want to say what is his heritage? I want to say like not Yemeni and something, but like definitely something Middle Eastern and because his last name is like Hamadeh or whatever.
But would this be some
and he is fine. Like now people are going to Google him, but he is fine. And so like our kids used to go to school together years ago. They don't anymore or whatever. But he was one of those guys that I remember. I was like, this is a very, very handsome man. And he used to be a male model. But yeah, his name is Basil and he's Middle Eastern.
Now, do you think this have something to do with like colonial shit? Like they're getting it from Englishmen?
Maybe.
I wonder. Interesting.
I don't know. But it's an interesting name. But I know two Basils and they're both Middle Eastern.
I'm one of these people. I like not like this, like that kind of fact even matters for shit. But for me, I'm like Jeopardy or whatever. I don't know why I like to know shit like that.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. It's interesting to me.
I don't know why I even care, but I'm just curious.
Well, it's funny that you say that too because so literally, like Kiddo and I today. Wow. I was coming home. I picked her up from her art program and stuff like that. Where she got a scholarship because my kid is gifted. She is actually gifted. She's an incredible artist. But we were driving home, right? And so maybe I've mentioned this to you before, Renato, but I think Japanese men are handsome. And
I don't think you ever mentioned that, but I think you like men, so you're gonna find.
I just like men, right? So I'll find something to like about all of them.
Because I like women, and when someone tell me they like a particular race only, I can't fathom that one because I go every fucking place have fine ass women, and they fine in their own fucking way somehow.
That's what I was going to say. So I don't exclusively like Japanese men. I'm saying I like men including Japanese men. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So
I understand. Yeah.
I like men of all different sizes and shapes.
Sure.
And so literally we were talking about something, and for some reason we were talking about even like meet cutes. And I was like, I need to meet a guy. Like maybe tomorrow when I go to the airport lounge, we'll both reach for the champagne in the lounge. You know what I mean? Like we'll have a little, like a little meet cute.
Yeah.
And so we were joking about different things, and I was like, yada, 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 yada. And I like looked over sideways, and I was like, oh, goddamn. I was like, that's a fine-ass looking Japanese dude over there. And I think he was Japanese. He may not have been,
Where were
but
you?
Just on La Cienega. Heading up
in another car.
No, today, yeah. So he was in another car. But my kid and I were like, blah, 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 blah. And we happened to be talking about men. And then I looked over, and then I was like, oh, hello. And he was like one of those Japanese guys with the great cheekbones and like the awesome hair. Do you know what I mean? And he was a distinguished looking. And I was like, hello. But then he looked over, and I was like, oh, no.
And did he give you a little something, or he was like, what the fuck you looking at?
I don't know, because I freaked out because like right as I was like, yo, baby girl, check out this fine ass Japanese looking dude.
And he's like
so then she looked over, and then like he looked, and then we were both like, oh no.
Now, did she have an appreciation? Because I know she loves Japanese culture. I know she loves anime.
Because she's been to Japan, so she knows. So she too was like, okay, yeah, I get that. Because like I don't know what it is. I think it's a cheekbone thing. For me, a lot of Japanese guys have like these really great cheekbones that I just really love, and some of them have that great hair. But I did, and I don't want to say it because in case the UFC hasn't announced it, but I did find out the other day that I get to go back to Asia later this year, and I'll just say Asia. But I'm very excited about it because I haven't been there since Shenzhen, I think, which was in 2019, like before the pandemic. Yeah, Shenzhen, when Zhang Weili won the title against Jessica Andrade.
Oh,
that was
like
the last time.
You know when you see those shitty commercial for like something that's almost like it's like the version of Hiva Dance, but for how they
yes.
Oh, come see
Shen Yuan. You're right. It's Shen Yuan. That's different. Shen Yuan.
You know what I'm.
I totally know what you're talking about.
And it's like a shitty show that.
And it's the I don't think it's crappy, but it's the Chinese show with the Shen Yuan or whatever.
Every time I'm like, no, I'm not going to that.
I know what you're talking about exactly, but yeah, Shenzhen is this.
It's like you see that along with like Indian casino commercials. It's like Mohango,
and then come down and see the Doobie Brothers at the casino.
Yeah. Yep. See the Doobie Brothers with no original members, and then also Shenzhen
at the casino. At the Morongo Casino in Shenzhen, and play Pai Gao poker as well.
Yeah, oh, fuck.
Oh, god dang it. So anyway, though, I'm excited that later this year, I get to go back to Asia. I'm really looking forward to it. But I don't even know what the point of that story was, other than I saw a fine-looking, maybe Japanese guy that I didn't get to take out. Because that was the other thing, Renato. She was asking me, she's like, hey, like... we were talking about sort of men and women in like the chase, right? Yeah. And I was like, yeah, unfortunately, I've always been the one chasing, and it hasn't really worked out for me. So because she was like, who chases who? Pointers. Who chases who? And I was like, yeah.
You need to do our pointers. I need to.
I was like, baby girl, basically everything I've done, don't do.
Do the opposite. I should do a seminar for you guys. I could help you guys, I'm sure. I'm gonna take you to Shenzhen or whatever, and you can meet the Oriental guys. Kind of. What?
Nobody calls them Oriental.
They call them Celestial.
Nope. They call them Korean or Chinese or Japanese.
Oh, I don't call them that way.
Or Laotian.
Hey, have you ever seen
or Indonesian or Malay? You don't
have you
just
ever
call
seen
them
Young Guns?
Oriental.
As far as I know, in Young Guns, you remember Young Guns?
Not so.
It's an 80s Western. It had like.
I don't watch a lot of Westerns.
Yeah,
do
but
you see a lot of people like me in Westerns, Renato?
Sometimes the ones that have Hey Don Chong in there. But Young Guns have all those guys. You have Lou Diamond Phillip and have a.
I like Lou Diamond Phillip.
Kiefer Sutherland. You have like Charlie Sheen.
I do remember it. Yeah.
It was like the Brat Pack Western.
The Brat Pack Western, right?
Yeah. Right. Now the villain is Jack Palance, okay, and he have this young Asian Chinese woman, and he call her a China doll, and he also say like my celestial bride, celestial, and I thought that maybe that sounds very elegant, like celestial, orient. It remind me of the chi is like a celestial seasoning. Or like oolong chi or something.
It sounds like they're fetishizing and
why not? Yeah,
well, it doesn't sound great to me.
I fetishize that one. I go, I want to have a Chinese girl. And I fetishize that one.
Doesn't sound great to me, but
people have been fetishizing me for years, ever since I was 15. Oh God,
you wish.
They fetishize me, treat me like a piece of meat. You talk about meat cute. They meat MEAT.
Meat cute. Meat M-E-E-T.
Just because my meat is looking
M-E-A-T. Cute. I want an M-E-E-T cute, meat cute, and you want M-E-A-T cute.
Wow.
Hey, listen, here's a question for you, Renato.
Sure.
How big a fan are you of Molly McCann?
I like her very much, Karyn. And I'll tell
I'm
you what.
excited. I actually love this girl. I'm excited to see her on Saturday.
Listen, win, lose, or draw, she's one of those fighters. You know, like Jan, the first thing he said, like fighters that he liked, he said Shogun. Now, I'm sure you know why he likes Shogun.
Right.
Because that spirit right there, that you're just looking at right there, it's the same spirit. No matter what is the skill set, this is the spirit of a fighter. Whether she's going to be champion one day or who the fuck knows. But when you look at her, you go, that's the definition of a fighter, not just the athlete. This woman is a fighter.
Yep.
And that's what, and you got to love her spirit and her attitude and the comedy after the fights and her fucking accent. I mean, I will always watch her fight, and I will always listen even to an interview of her, you know? So I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big fan
I'm
of that.
so excited to see the meatball.
Everybody is.
I know. And so I haven't seen her in a minute. You know, last time I saw her was obviously it was like a year ago. So it's kind of crazy.
And in England, no?
Exactly. And in England. And she's just, she, everything you just said about her. Yeah, she's great. She has such great energy. She is a fighter's fighter.
Even a great nickname, Meatball.
Great nickname. And she has also she's just a really conscientious person too about like her fan base and coming from Liverpool and understanding the struggle and understanding the challenges of a lot of people from where she's from. Like she's just she and Patty, they're good people.
And she's a lesbian, no?
Yes.
Yeah. So that also provides a challenge for me. I like that.
It is a challenge for you.
Yeah.
So she's going to be facing Yulia Stoliarenko, and of course Yulia.
Yeah. Well,
right. So Yulia was in the UFC, and I mean, as before. So she's been here obviously for a while, but she's dropping down in weight. But Yulia was in the UFC, and she was on the Ultimate Fighter, and then she left, and she won the title over in Invicta, and then came back. So
listen, I hate to say it. Yulia is the type of person who could absolutely spoil the fuck out of this party here. Yeah. Because, first of all, she's tough, but she's the type of person who knows, who knows how to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat.
Yeah.
But also her grappling, it's like, I feel like her grappling is a big problem. You know what I mean? And it might not be the most crowd pleasing when you're dealing with a meatball character, you know? As a Molly meatball fan, I would prefer if she was fighting someone different, to tell you the truth. Not like I don't think I'm not saying she's not going to win. I'm saying this is if she's going to get beat, it's going to be by someone like that. Yeah. You understand?
Yeah, so, well, she didn't, she won in July in England, and then she won again, but then she didn't win. So Mala's looking to get back on track. And the thing about Yulia, if anything for me though, I hope Yulia makes weight, because there have been honestly, and I'm not saying that as
you talk about those cakes or those thighs, or
no, I'm just saying because it's a different weight class for her. I think
she's going down. Yeah,
I think it's the first time she's going to 25. So I'm not trying to be bitchy. I'm just saying I think there's been issues in the past. So like I just really hope she makes it.
She's likable too. I
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, likable. So she's cool, and that's what I'm saying. I knew her from Tough and all this. And I'm excited about the matchup. That's what I'm saying. I hope we get to see it.
To me personally, of all the people they could match Molly with, I would much prefer someone who's more striker based. Yeah. To be honest, okay, because I want to see Molly show out. I want to see the toughness. I want to see the porrada, the fucking Shogun
right.
I don't necessarily want to see how great her hustling has become or something like that.
I know what you're saying, yeah.
Not that I don't like that aspect of the game. My base is jiu-jitsu. Of course I love that. But there's certain fighters you just want to see scrap. You know what I mean? There's certain fighters.
No, I just want to see Molly stand up. Like, please never take her down. Just
so,
let her box and fight on her feet.
You know, it should be interesting. You know, but to be honest, as a meatball fan and in her backyard, I wish it was someone else. To be honest, but we shall see. We shall see.
Yeah. I'm excited though, and just looking at some of the comments and stuff too. People understand, like tough matchup. Hopefully, Yulia makes the weight and all the stuff. But like that's the thing though, Hanach. Like if Molly is gonna rise the ranks and all that stuff, she has to fight all the kinds of girls there are to fight. You know, so you can't just keep matching her up with safe fights.
Oh, Carayo, someone brought up something that I can't believe we haven't talked about yet because it was all anybody talked about after the fucking fight card was the memes of homegirl
Chelsea.
Honey. Okay, and I want to say something about that situation, okay? Now, of course, I get it, and I have no problem with what DC was saying and him laughing. That was genuine. He was laughing because it was funny, okay? It is funny because you don't see it. But I will say some stuff about this. I will tell you this. I can't tell you how many times I've been seeing a fighter that I love getting the dog shit kicked out of them. And I thought to myself, just hunt. And I don't mean keep hunting. I mean, hunt for dear life, just like what she did. Just get the fuck out of there for a second so you can just clear the slate and just woo. Because you understand? Or I'm moving a lot. Did I fuck up the
No, I totally understand what you're saying. Yeah, like get out of there, clear your head, get out of the trouble, reset.
Because what most people do is 90% of the time you just fall on your sword at that point and you just get knocked out right there, you know? And sometimes when I like somebody, I'm like, no, hon, just get out of there for a second. And there's no shame in the game. Just get out of there and then just eat that, you know? Like, so as much as we're making fun, I thought, hey, shit. There was a couple times after that, even though she was pretty much outclassed the whole fight, there was a couple moments, even in that round, where she caught, now I'm blanking on the fucking name, Norma Dumas. She caught her with a couple hot ones. And I thought to myself, wow, like, she's in this shit, you know? And it's like, she gave herself a chance to be in that. So it's like, I can't, even though I get it, I was laughing too, and I get the memes, and I think it's funny. At the same time, I'm not mad at the fact that she did that. I'm not mad at it. And what I like even better than that, her attitude, she's fucking leaned into that shit. Afterwards, for all the shit that she talks, she leaned into that. Have you seen her responses?
I didn't see it. Because for folks who don't know, Chelsea is a 209 girl. She's like a Diaz. She's like a girl version of the Diaz camp.
And this ingratiated me to her. Afterwards, she was putting she tweeted that fucking clip, and she said it was at that moment I knew I fucked up or whatever. You know, like she put stuff like that. And then she did another one where she was like, I was hunting to my corner to get some advice. Or,
Good for her.
And
own it.
She was like, laugh out loud. And I said, what a genius move, because it made me like her. I was like, what can you say now? What the fuck can you say? She's making fun of her own selfie, you know? And I was like, good for her. She handled that. That could have been a disaster for most people for the rest of their life. And the way she dealt with it, it was like a lesson to all of us. The way she dealt with it, that's the way you do it.
Well, I'm glad to hear that because I didn't see that. And like I'm saying, like going into it, you know, and folks who don't know, I speak for both of us, like I love the Diaz boys. You know what I mean? I've known them forever. Like I'm a fan. I like the 209 guys. I've known Gilbert, Jake, all those guys. And I know some of the stuff, you know, whatever. Sometimes people might think is problematic, but I've known them forever. And like,
problematic.
Do you know what I mean? Jake, I mean, whatever. Sometimes Jake says some really questionable things.
And so does a lot of
So do a lot of people. And like I said, I saw Jake a couple weeks ago at the grappling thing over at the Apex, and we were all hugs and like whatever. Like I've known him forever.
I've never had a bad moment with
That's what I'm saying. I like him, you know. But I know he says some things where I'm like, dude.
Sure. But look, half the people in MMA say shit that I
I like Gordon Ryan too, but he says really questionable things. Like
But at the end of the day, I'm not interested in. It's like I'm not interested in their theories on relativity either.
Right.
You know, so I don't go to them for my political takes or cooking advice or nothing. You know, like so. What do you expect? You know, it's like no, that's not where I get my medical advice. I don't go to them for none of that stuff. So.
I don't go there for my maps of the earth or anything. Exactly.
None of it.
None of it.
I'm like, yeah, I mean, okay. You know.
So I'm able to accept them, exactly for who they are and stuff. And the same thing with Chelsea. It was like, okay, coming into this, and she and Norma had a beef before, backstage before, and they were talking crap to each other, whatever.
Yeah.
And Norma is the woman with the most wins in the featherweight division, and the only knock on Norma is that she doesn't have finishes, but otherwise in the featherweight division, she's the woman with the most wins.
Did she not look fucking dangerous too? Like I remember thinking, like this chick looks like she will not. I mean, those thighs.
I know. So here's the question, though: is like. Most likely that division is going to go away, right? Without Amanda Nunes and with only basically Norma and a couple of other girls. The writing seems to be on the wall that 45 is probably going to go away in the UFC. And so, can Norma drop 10 pounds? Because, she does have that great, powerful base with her thighs and her...
I don't want her to
I know you don't want her. And Anthony doesn't either, because whenever, literally, I don't want to tell class tales out of school. But Norma, when I look at Anthony and when we're talking about Norma, we just go, cakes! Because
I tell you what, if you think I wasn't thinking the same shit...
That's cakes. If I say cakes, Anthony knows I'm talking about Norma Dumont.
Let me tell you something. I was very aware of that. Those cakes was on my radar, I'll tell you what. And when I'm looking at those cakes, I know where the power is generated, because she don't just have cakes, she heavy thighs, And I'm like, ugh, that's where the power, this little Louisville slugger.
Totally. She got a lot of thigh. As a woman with a lot of thigh myself, even I look at Norma's thighs and I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, it's intoxicating, I tell you.
It is. It's great. So the question is, of course, yes. And I think she could, drop 10 pounds and make 35 or whatever. But yeah,
I'm going to make a league just for women like her so they don't have to cut weight. It's just a women's only, and it's same day weighing. And all of the thick women is welcome. And you just can eat as much as you want.
Thick fighting. Not those thick
and
fights.
Then we're just gonna Invicta.
Arte Invicta.
Yeah, and we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have an after party. It's all inclusive, Karyn.
Dude, Invicta is kind of great.
I'm a feminist, and I wanna do this.
I might finally have my celebrity fight in Invicta.
You're welcome in there too, Karyn. I'll throw you in there. You invite you to the after party too.
Dude, Invicta's actually kind of great. We could probably talk to Floyd Mayweather about Invicta and get some of the girls from his whatever diamond collection, whatever his stripper crossover.
They all welcome. Spearmint, Heino, all that shit. Any one of the ones. Come over to Invicta. We know what you do if you're here. You can eat all the.
There's no weigh-in, right? There's no
head, beans, and highs you want.
The weigh-in is basically 140 to 150 or 130 to 140, 120 to 130.
You have to weigh in over your weight. You have to weigh in over your amount, or else you can't fight.
And all the weight has to be distributed in your ass.
All that one.
We might have something in Invicta.
I love those women. I love the thickness of that ones. Norman Dumont, if you're out there, wherever you are out there, think
make
about
yourselves known. But to your point though about Chelsea, I agree. I'm glad she's owning it, and she's a young girl, right? And that was even something that Norma said before the fight. She's like, look. Chelsea's a little bit immature. She's a lot of growing to do. I'm more well versed, and I'm this and I'm that. And she was, and whatever. But yeah, I'm glad Chelsea's getting out in front of this stuff, and it is funny, and good for her.
And you know what? Here's the thing:
she's young.
You can hate Chelsea, you can make fun of her because she had that attitude and she got beat, whatever. But at the end of the day, this is someone who's trying to make some shit happen for their life, and in that way, you can't. How many of us do that? How many of us take a shot. Go. I'm gonna do something nobody think I can do. I'm gonna think of myself as this, or I'm gonna try. And fuck it, she fell short. But I don't know. It's easy to criticize. But back to the cakes. No, I'm kidding.
Well, but you're right, because how many of us are bold enough to try to call our shot out loud in public and go for it
and talk shit to somebody who's supposed to beat us or whatever? It's like, okay, fuck it.
Yeah, I'm not mad at her at all.
She got balls on her, and you gotta appreciate at least that, and
for sure.
and to not scurry away. There's a lot of people who can talk shit beforehand, but then when they get beat, they're nowhere to be found. She went hiding. It's just like, okay, yeah, I'm here. Throw the eggs, throw the tomatoes. I'm here. I got you. It's funny. I get it. I like that. I respect that.
There are some good memes though. Because what was the other one?
Yeah.
Khalib. Who is it? Khalib Barnes or whatever. The old meme, run Khalib, run or whatever. Wasn't it?
I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
I want to say Khalib Barnes or Stearns or something. There was like
wait, Stearns. I remember that. Wait,
isn't that remember Khalib Stearns or something? Caleb Stearns. Remember
Stearns,
run? Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Remember there was a whole thing about him running.
Chuff. Chuff. He was on the Chuff finale or whatever. But before I forget, too, I gotta be honest. Speaking of women and Norma and all that kind of shit,
Caleb Barnes, exactly.
Yeah, I didn't know about. I'm having brain farts. I think it's just getting late.
It is late. We got to wrap it up soon. But yeah.
The one who fought Holly Holm. I can't think of her fucking name.
Maida Bueno Silva.
Buena Silva. Yeah. When she was giving props to the chick that was in her corner.
Yeah.
I was
girlfriend?
Like, shit. Well, hold on. But I didn't know that. And I was like this. I was like, shit, I got to see what her trainer's talking about. And I put on IG. And then I see them in sandals, his arch together or whatever. And I'm like, oh, no, fuck. I was like, listen, that chick is kind of cute, boy.
She's very cute.
And then I was like, hey, good for you. But I was like, oh, I hope there's like some chick that she just trained with or whatever. And I was like, oh, God.
It's her wife.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah, no, it's her wife. She is very cute.
Not too shabby, kind of.
Yeah, no, she's very cute. They're a cute couple. Yeah. And Maida, she just seems like a nice girl. And what I think I liked the most was her own reaction to her win. You know what I mean? Like seemed genuinely just like, wait, what did I just do?
She has a respect for this and how good Holly is and what it means to take the belt that belonged to someone she probably idolized or someone she respects so much.
Yeah.
And there was so much going on. And what I love too, I love when, because mental illness is something that is still the stigma with it. No one wants to admit that they have whatever. I love that she said that shit, and you don't want anybody to experience this stuff. But listen, I probably said it before. I have this in my family. It hunted my family. I have a lot of experience with this stuff. It's devastating. And when people is quiet about it, that's who end up killing themselves, And the fact that you have someone on that stage experiencing this joy and triumph and stuff and telling the people out there, she basically said, I wanted to off myself. She's like, I didn't want it to live, And boy, the effect that she probably saved a bunch of people's life by just saying that, because the effect that kind of shit have on people, so many people just pretend that a lot of people keep that shit to themselves, and the courage to say that and to cry when it happened and all this stuff, I appreciate that. I appreciate anybody who talk about that stuff. It take a lot of courage, and the help, it helps so much. And it even is great that she did that. When men can do that, it's even
more powerful,
quadruple fucking powerful, because God, I mean, the stigma for that shit on men, it's like, you can't even cry, let alone say that you was weak about nothing. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that shit.
It's true. It's very true. You're 100% right on that. And yeah, like I remember just the prep work and the stuff leading up to the fight. And in one of the packages, she's talking about the fact that she was in a bar, like watching the night Holly beat Ronda. So she was in there, and she wasn't even as far along, in her career or whatever, and she's fighting, but she was in the bar having beers with her friends, and she's watching Holly beat Ronda. And she said that she said to her friends, like, oh, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to be there. And that her friends are like, no, you're not.
Like, come on.
You're not good enough. And you're not. And I feel so bad because literally in these packages we were showing in the store before the fight, and she's crying and she's tearing up and she's talking about how her friends were like, no, you won't. You're not going to. You ain't shit. You know what I mean? You're not going to amount to anything. And you're not good enough to be there with them. And then meanwhile, boom, she beat her. Like, come on.
Hey, listen, a lot of people doubted my package before, and then when they see that one, they go, oh, carajo, you was high. And they realized that my package was more effective than they thought that was going to be. So let's put a cheer to my eye when I think about that one.
And then they fought you for it.
You can fight it. You and your friends can fight over that one fight.
No, not fighting for it. Fighting like they're fighting you off. Like fighting.
No. You enjoy it. You're interested in that one.
Okay, well, so at any rate, Hanach, as we wrap it up, I am leaving for London tomorrow. Very excited.
You're dead to me now.
We can touch base, but I will probably, yes, because there is a 7 or 8 hour time difference. And listen, the last time I was in London,
lightning gonna strike twice. Am
I gonna head back to that same bar? Is the question.
I hope so. For your sake, for I'm rooting for you. You might think I'm not, but I'm rooting for you. I always want you to enjoy.
Thank you. Listen, I told my kid, I was like, basically what I was gonna do, I was like, I'm just gonna go and hang out around like the banking area or whatever, like at lunchtime. At lunchtime, when they all come out in their suits, in their little Savile Row suits. And then I was like, maybe I should just go to Savile Row, or whatever.
You should just hang out in the worst areas or whatever, just the most the dodgy areas. Or whatever.
No. Honestly, though,
hang out the Jamaican. Go to Brixton. Go to Brixton. The Jamaican area.
Yeah, I'll ask Leon where I should hang out. But no, honestly, this time I am gonna go to Notting Hill. I didn't get to go to Notting Hill last time.
Okay.
It is the site of Notting Hill is my if I'm to watch a rom-com, that actually is my favorite rom-com. Notting Hill.
I know you love that one.
Right. So I was like, well, maybe if I go to Notting Hill, maybe I'll get a meet cute in Notting Hill.
Stranger thing have happened, But I still say you should go to Brixton or maybe it's one of the council houses or something like that and find like some African or Jamaican guys, and then that's it.
You're talking about like an old dude from like I feel like you're thinking of the Clash songs from way back when, and like I feel like Guns Up Brixton. I love the Clash, by the way, so
Brixton,
I'm not mad at those guys.
Brixton have a lot of Jamaican in there.
I know it does.
Yeah. Hey, you never know. Hey, listen, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit on this one.
You're right.
I believe in you.
Let's see if there's any comments here before we wrap it up. But we have been here. Yeah, Shoreditch. I've been to Shoreditch, Beetlejuice, Jesse. I was actually just telling my kids, Shoreditch, I've been over there, and Shoreditch is where you can go and you can do the Jack the Ripper tour and different stuff like that. But no, Shoreditch is cool. I've definitely been over there. Yeah. Well, anyway. Then there's some.
She's already got a shortage here. She needs to get some.
I do have a shortage.
She needs to get something long.
But thank you, Joe Boza. I hope to have fun in London. I did. I had a really good time last summer. And like I said, I went with my cousin last time. He met me over there. This time I'll just be there alone. But I have some friends that are probably going to come down and meet me in a couple of days and stuff like that. So either way, though, I'm excited. Like to not be in LA, Hanato. I'm sorry. I know you live here too, but I'm over LA, man. It's kind of a dump right now. It's kind of a dump.
I'm going to hold down the fort, okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to enjoy it for the both of us.
Okay, so Renato, while I'm gone, what are you up to? Where can people find you? Because you're off the Twitter. Are you on the
Here's
threads?
something crazy. I'm done with the Twitter. I'm on the thread now. Oh, carajo, the thread. It's a whole new. No, I'm kidding.
I haven't even.
I'm
yet.
on there. Yeah, I did my first post was the Jan fucking thing. Well, what am I saying? Oh, but anyway, either way, it's the same fucking thing. It's Renato_Laranja. So anything you're gonna see on threads, you're gonna find on Instagram. So found me on there and drop me a line.
Okay, so I downloaded Threads, and since it's automatically, hooked onto your Insta or whatever, I have an account, but I haven't even looked at it yet, and I haven't posted there because I'm not going to lie. There was a part of me, and I do still post some stuff on Twitter, but there's a part of me that's like, if I have one less social media now, that's kind of great. I don't want to.
Well, I did have one last. I got hate of Twitter only because I never use it. I fucking never use it.
Because I used to love Twitter, but Elon ruined it.
But that was years ago.
Right,
I
ruined
haven't
it.
loved Twitter in about I don't know how many fucking years. So it's like Facebook. The only reason I even have a Facebook still is pretty much because there's so many stupid apps and shit like that who will sign you out and then they go sign back with your Facebook or whatever. And that's pretty much the only reason, to be honest.
And and it's funny because I still have Facebook. It's literally basically MySpace, right? And so I never I never post anything organically there.
No,
and I
it
ever
just comes
actually look
secondhand.
there,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, so everything
Never,
is just kind
never.
of pushed there. And then the other day, a couple weeks ago, I was like, oh, maybe I should look. And then I feel bad because if people comment or like your
There's
things and you
10,000
haven't been
messages.
there in ages, right? I was like, ooh.
There's people who are hey, I'm getting married. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, and I just don't even look. I'm like, oh, I don't want to look at those messages.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
So Facebook is a wasteland of pushed posts for me.
Yeah,
I never organically go there. Yeah. I only have Insta. It's KB Heat at Insta. I wanted to change it because the heat goes to the old company I had, MMA
But you're still
Heat.
hot though.
Well, thank you. But the MMA, the Heat, when people wonder why it says KB Heat, it's because I used to have a company called MMA Heat with my ex-husband and everything, and it still exists on the internet and everything. But rebranding and that's old. I'm not doing that anymore. And so I wanted to maybe get rid of the KB Heat, but if you change your name, it kills all the times you've been tagged before and all that.
This is true. It depends on how much you like all the old shit you did. You know.
But I was there for 10 years, so I'm not trying to nuke
but
it.
It won't get hit of your fucking YouTube shit. It's just you like. I mean, you gotta wonder, how much do people fuck with your old Instagram posts? I don't know.
No, you're right. And how often do they follow through and click through or whatever? But you're right. But literally, that's the only reason my Instagram is still called KB Heat, because I'm afraid to change it because it'll dead link basically all the other times I was tagged.
Yeah. I mean, but then again, what's it worth to have Karyn, Bryant, where it's more intuitive that
right. But I think the reason I took KB Heat in the first place is this Karyn Bryant. There's this Australian painter.
No.
Literally, no, there's this painter girl in Australia named Karyn Bryant, and I think I even maybe reached out to her at one point to be like, hey, bro, can you maybe?
I had a problem with a guy in Sao Paulo. There's another Renato Laranja.
I'm sure. Yeah. So I couldn't get it there. And like I said, since it was our company, it made sense. But now it's the Heat used to stand for heart, endurance, aggression, technique. That was our whole thing. So I just need to make a new thing for it to mean. So it'll be KB HEAT. So maybe in the comments, you guys figure it out. KB has everything all the time, or hates everyone all the time, or here's.
Well, I'll come up with one for you.
Yes, so you guys, whoever comes up with the best anagram for Heat, HEAT, that goes after KB, I will use it.
Well, the reason why I had Renato_Laranja is because someone had stolen my fucking name on there already.
Right.
So, I mean, you could also just do Karyn_Bryant, that's another possibility.
True. To be honest with you, it's funny though, because with Karyn being spelled with a Y, is a little weird, and then like sometimes people get it
but I think people already know that somehow. Like they see it enough on
Dude,
on
I
like,
agree.
Fox.
I would love to get rid of the KB Heat thing. Like honestly, it's a big debate I have because of the dead link thing. Like, but I've very seriously considered changing it.
Personally, I mean, it's easy for me to say because it's not mine. I think you'd be fine to just do it, you know.
But I don't know, but it's like 10 years of stuff, because when I think about all the UFC guys and all the posts that I'm tagged at work and all this stuff, I don't know if I want to kill all those.
If it got hit of your YouTube or something, I would say, fuck that. How often are people going into the archives of our fucking Instagram? I think it's more sentimental shit for ourselves, you know.
I don't know.
You know?
I guess the only time people go into your archives is when they really want to F you, right? Because every now and then I get posted and it's like, some dude just looked at 97 of my old posts. It was like, you're hot. I'm like, okay, I guess this guy wants to try to F me.
Or somebody's like stalking you. You know what I mean? It's never like, oh, I want, you know, I think, I don't know. I've thought about it too. I've thought about just getting hit at the underscore, and then I was like, I don't want to fuck with it.
It's
this
something
is a conversation for another time.
For another time, because we've been on for quite some time. But thank you.
We have. And these new earbuds have kept their charge for quite some time.
And honestly, they seem really, really good. But yes, Dan Jackson, I had MMA Heat when Strikeforce was around. So like MMA Heat still exists. If you look at the website or stuff on YouTube, it's still there. I just haven't added to it in years, because once I left, the relationship, I stopped kind of uploading to MMA Heat, and then started to do more on my YouTube here and do festivities and things like that.
You know what you should do? I know what you should do. You can make some money showing you feach, like an only feach account, and you call it MMA feach. I should manage.
It's not a terrible idea.
MMA feach.
I don't have the best looking feet, but that's not a terrible idea.
Oh. In the world of feach, that's merely, listen, it's not just, you know how there's guys who like big, like for instance, there's people who like big fat chicks or old ass women or whatever. I'm sure there's a bazillion guys who like jacked up feet or whatever feet you got, Bryant, whatever the fuck you got going on. There's a market for that. I can almost guarantee.
I may or may not have edited a video the other day that I posted. And initially I was jumping my rope barefoot, and I was just about to post it. I literally was just about to post it, right? And then I looked at my feet and I went, "Oh my god!"
And he was like, "Oh god, are you?" Now it's funny because I'm not a feet guy. Like one.
And I was like, "I can't post this because I'll never hear the end of it."
I don't know, because there's certain guys, I know feet guys who is like snobs about feet. I'm probably on the forgiving part, partially because I love dancers. Like some of the best bodies that I've ever seen in my life is like professional female dancer.
Yeah.
Them bitches' feet, as beautiful as they are, those feet is in pain.
Garbage.
Those
toe shoes, all of that. It's corns and bunions and all of it.
Those babies look like, like concubine, whatever.
Totally, they're awful.
The features like that. It's like gang signs or whatever. Okay, so I can give some feet, okay? But some guys is like, ugh, like some guys is like
throwing
Eddie Murphy.
up gang signs with
But some guys is like Eddie Murphy in fucking Boomerang, where they like, if a girl have like a baby corn on the little toe, is a deal, or her fucking pedicure, like the paint is chipped on there. I don't know that. I don't understand that kind of thinking, but there's certain people like that too. But I think guys who is into feet, if they have a fetish, I think that they don't mind you feet.
I'm just looking at mine right now, and there are things I know about myself that I am proud of and that I think are attractive. Ooh. And my feet are not any part of that conversation.
Those things is strong.
They are strong, and they are athletic, and they are wide, and they are not pretty.
I don't have a mental picture of your feet.
You're not going to get a visual either.
No, so. I don't need one. I'm just, if I think about it, some people's feet.
They get the job done, but yeah, they're not pretty. They've worked hard.
What job? Listen, my feet is nothing to hide home about either. Okay, if that make you feel better. My feet is built for function, not comfort.
Right. Okay, so anyway, let's wrap this up. Again, with the long story short, KB Heat is where you find me on Instagram. Karyn Bryant over on I am still on Twitter, kind of, sort of, barely, and YouTube, Karyn Bryant.
Short. Your features like this is like your front. Do you have this where your big toe is this?
No.
And then
So there's a bunion like this that's like out to like.
Don't gotta argue. But you know what?
I'm kidding. It's not that bad.
Women who wear nice shoes, all their feet is fucked up.
That's what I'm saying. From the heels, from the this, from that. Like,
you can't expect a woman to consistently wear like dressy shoes and not have the most fucked up feet. It's just it's not conducive to the feet to be
exactly.
Nice.
But yeah. So listen, folks. This Friday, and I'm not exactly sure about the timing. KB feet. Oh my God. But I'm not exactly sure about the timing. But look for UFC Live and the pre-show from London. This will be a lot of fun. And I already know I've got my formats. We're going to have Tom Aspinall and his dad at the desk with us because, his dad helps train him and everything. And Tom is just such a great guy. And it's going to be really, really fun to have him on the desk there with us. So please tune into that. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not gonna lie, Hanach, like getting out of the States makes me happy. Like,
it's fun. Listen, it's always fun to get the fuck out and do some interesting stuff. And listen, I'm just excited from the launch of KB Feach. And if nothing else, that's it. That's all I'm looking forward to.
Okay, so listen, folks, if you got here late at all, Basil Hafez was our first guest.
Basil Hafez.
Basil Hafez. He picked up fight of the night on Saturday against Jack Della Maddalena. So he talked to us about that fight and just his future plans in the UFC. And listen, we'll have him back in advance of his next fight or something like this. What a real good dude. But we talked to him first, and then Jan Błachowicz came and joined us as well. Of course, he's fighting next Saturday in the co-main event at UFC 291. And if you don't know Jan, back it up and watch that. The dude is so great.
He didn't know what to make of the Brady punch. Shit.
I know. But I'm so pleased with this show. Renato, I'm not going to lie. I'm like, this was a good one.
It was fun. It was a fun one. It's a good one to send you off to the UK with, okay?
Yes. But you're right. He's going to be looking up Jan Brady. He's like, Jan Brady.
Yeah. There was like crickets when I said that. He was like, what? What the fuck? Okay. All right, everybody. Well, we love you. And
we do.
Ciao.
Thank you so much, everybody. We really appreciate you. Yeah, wait. Oh, wait. You're already like, you're jumping the gun here. I'm supposed to play all my stuff. Anyway, yes. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
My bad. I thought we was already there.
No. We are. We appreciate it, folks. Thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, we will, we'll see you next time. And even though, Renato, I'm going to show this thing. I need to update it. But it shows your IG handle anyway.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
And
anyway.
and for KB Feach, this is Renato Laranja checking in, and getting the fuck out of here. Okay.
Bye, everybody.